speaking of ghosts, we have chapter 1164, and Perona's on the cover page. Is this potentially better than all of Yamato's journey combined?
Yes.
But Kozuki Moria, though.
Okay, that one's fair, but you want to know why? It was better. We predicted, like not predicted. I don't even know what the word for this. But we had said, in reflection of Yamato's cover story, we said, what actually happened? Couldn't it have been bullet points?
Dude.
Well, the only thing was Kozuki Moria, but that didn't need to happen here. Lo and behold, we got the SBS.
Oda hyped it up.
Bullet pointed.
Dude, Oda hyped up the Yamato cover page journey at the end, though. He said, oh yeah, like, look at all the things that happened. And also, are you guys excited to see more Yamato? It's like, bro. Yeah, Oda's such a funny guy, man. So that's so good.
We literally said it could have been an email. And then Oda's hit us with the email. And now it's like, wait, no, actually, though.
Yeah,
no,
I didn't think about that.
Actually.
You're so right. Oda did just summarize like what happened to the Yamato journey in one SBS. He said, yeah, these are the new daimyos. They got rid of these things. The factories are gone. Yamato's journey is over. Stay tuned for more Yamato news, which, I mean, I guess that's cool, right? We kind of already knew Yamato was going to come back in. But because he said it like that, I'm like, wait, is she coming back sooner rather than later? I hope so.
And what's funny is that we were so accurate that the one thing that Oda did tell us kind of verbatim, it was kind of like something that I think the One Piece wiki didn't have, but it was kind of insinuated, or I don't know if they pre-updated with SBS because like the leaks get translated or whatever, so they have them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we didn't know Neko Mamashi's role. Because in the cover story, they didn't say. It just had him in the Flower Capital with Hyogoro, but they didn't give him a title or a role. But in the SBS, they said he's the underworld boss now instead of Hyogoro. But as far as what we knew, he was just not a daimyo. But he clarified that. And so when we were in reflection of the Yamato cover story, we were like, okay, so we got the daimyo. We saw some of the Tobiropo. And that's kind of it. That's kind of like mainly it. There's nothing really that crazy. And then we're like, wait, what about Neko Mamashi? And then we were kind of confused, and the Oda gave us that one clarification. And then we're like, other than that, Yamato's cover story could have just been an email. Oda was like, yeah, here you guys go. And so, yeah, 100% this cover story is better because this cover story has layers to it. This cover story is insane to me.
We can't call it a cover story because people are going to be like, wait, this is canon? It's a cover page request, so it's not like happening. But we do know that Oda likes to hide things in these sometimes, so... Yeah, like, we can read in between the lines here. I mean, first up, Randolph, dude. It's been, like, what, 5-6 years since we've seen this dude? I loved Randolph.
A lot of people didn't even know. And Oda just called him a rabbit.
Yeah, called him a rabbit. Kind of racist from Oda, right? Isn't he supposed to be, like, very progressive?
Well, I mean, it's correct. He is a rabbit.
Whoa,
but
Jesus,
he should have named him.
He's more than just a rabbit.
What do you think he is? What is he?
He's a sentient rabbit.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy.
Most
about
rabbits
him,
aren't sentient. They're
like,
just like rocks.
I have an entire video where I spent like 2 minutes talking about this because he breaks Big Mom's rule where her homies can only go in inanimate objects. But then for whatever reason, one of the main introductions into Whole Cake Island is Randolph, and he is an actual rabbit that has a homie in it, and it's supposed to be like justified because rabbits are like low tier whatever, but the thing is he had Randolph fighting Carrot, another rabbit.
Yeah,
and so
isn't that
when
so
Carrot
weird?
met Randolph,
like, he easily could have just been a mink, right? Like, he could have been a mink. He should have been a mink. But he's like the special homie. Like, that's impressive.
Yeah, Oda broke the rule. And to the point that Carrot was like, "Ayo, is this a homie?" And the reason why she knew that it wasn't a homie, which gave us another rule, was that Randolph couldn't use Electro. So that's like all they say that all minks, including babies, just are born with Electro, like instantly. it's like their birthright. So the fact that Randolph couldn't use it, it's like, this ain't one of us. This ain't one of
Yeah.
us.
Something's on
And
with
then
this
it wasn't
one.
speaking. Yeah, and then
Isn't
it's
that
a rabbit
scary?
homie that rode a crane. It's
Carrot
some
meeting
weird shit.
Randolph. I assume that's like the same thing of imagine you're like a shoot, what's a great example? You're a dog and you're out for a walk with your master. And then you go by a garden and there's like a fake stone dog, just a decoration. And you walk in, you're like, oh my God, look at this hot ass dog over here. Bark, 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 bark. And then the statue
It's
doesn't
like
bark back. It's like, wait, what?
Goofy.
Is it real?
It's Goofy meeting Mickey Mouse's pet dog. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Goofy's the sentient dog talking like, "Hey,
It's
Mickey,
so
what you
odd.
got over there?"
Like, I'd be kind of
Yeah.
scared. Like it's like seeing, okay, imagine you're the first person going to the mall ever in history. You're a caveman. You're being transported to the future. You hit a mall and you see a mannequin and you're like, whoa, what's up, dude? Huh? Like, you're just confused. It's a scary feeling.
And then it starts moving.
It starts moving and then you
And
realize
attack.
it has like the soul of a homie in it. Like, what? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. And you just look down and don't see any genitals, and you're like, oh, it's not one of us, I guess is what it usually is. But I think they started putting it on some mannequins for whatever reason. It's not needed,
Yeah.
but...
When I was a kid, I used to like grope mannequins.
All right, that was a self that he there's no gun to his head. There's just no gun to his head. That's how to point that shit out, guys.
You know what's funny? So pivoting off of that, Perona,
Yeah.
is that a log post constantly on her arm? Because she had that back during post time skip Saboti. I never really paid attention. It looks like one of those like eternal log poses, right?
Yeah, it could be.
It reminds me of like Captain John's treasure
It's
armband.
a little too tiny. Yeah, that's valid. But we don't know what that was. We don't know if it was a log post, because at minimum we know that Nami looked at it at Thriller Bark and said, "Oh, this is junk," and then handed it to Luffy. And then Usopp said something along the lines, "Are you sure that's junk? It's fine to just give it to Luffy." And Luffy's like, "All right, bet." And then Buggy's the one at Impel Down who sees it and is like, "Wait, that's Captain John's treasure. Oops." And then Luffy's like, "Oh, whatever, you can have it," right?
Yeah.
So like the fact that Nami inspected it and she did not see anything of value there tells me that it's probably not like map related. But to be fair, at Thriller Bark, she's unaware of the New World log poses that have 3 of them. So like she's not fully knowledgeable of everything. If it was like post time skip Nami, maybe we'd have a different conversation. But pre-time skip Nami gets a pass. Maybe she didn't fully understand what it was. Captain John's treasure, also another
And,
thing in light due to the fact that his fruit is now confirmed to be the magnet fruit.
One more thing to keep in mind too,
which we didn't even know he had a fruit.
That's actually cool. Thinking about the magnet fruit, this is a tangent, but what if it was a unique log pose and it honed in on Captain John's like awakening of magnetic poles? Like, oh, I'm gonna magnetically awaken this treasure chest, and now this armband will always point to it. Like, that'd be awesome. I'm not saying that's the case, but that's just like a hypothetical. But for Nami not recognizing the armband at Thriller Bark, one conclusion I came to, and it's because I just finished rewatching Thriller Bark, but most of it takes place at night. And when she looks at the armband, it's during the day. So maybe her eyes were still adjusting and she couldn't really see what was happening.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I got you in the first half, right? You're like, where's he going with this? Wait a minute, darkness?
Yeah.
Just rewatched.
I was thinking maybe it only works at nighttime. Like it could be like, because there's this is an actual
you're
thing
so
with
right.
With the Vikings, they had the Sunstone, and like there's a few things called the Sunstone, but one of them was like a way to view the sun at twilight. So when it's past the horizon, the double refractive stone would be able to bend light and you could see where the sun was with it. So maybe it requires a certain time of day. That would make some sense. Maybe like that would explain why it's kind of hard to recognize its value. That's definitely a possibility. And again, like I think like the first part, right? The fact that Captain John's has the devil fruit, the magnet fruit, he has a specific armband to him. It almost, how else would he masquerade the thing? He assigns a polarity. he assigns a polarity and then he walks away and it always applies, right? Like that's the easiest thing. And like I'm
That's a
sorry
feat, by
guys,
the
I
way,
don't have
for
high
Captain
hopes.
John.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, what are I'm not expecting more. Just straight up
You know
ABCs
what's
for
so
these
funny,
guys. Come
bro?
on.
Like before the chapter
Like,
where Captain John got one tapped by a booger bomb, everybody thought he'd be like a billion berry bounty guy. He's like a legendary pirate. His treasure would be so significant, which it still might be. We don't know what it is. Like imagine, right? We see Captain John in this chapter.
yeah.
We don't know what's gonna happen. Like we expect him to leave, but what if he doesn't leave and he actually picks up something Emu drops and that's his treasure? Like it's gonna be something so big and stupid. And we're just
I
laughing
don't
about it
know,
today.
man. I think it's probably like it could be Emu's underwear, maybe like that
I
shit,
swear,
like
dude.
Shaki's underwear.
Tomorrow we're gonna be eating our words. It's like, oh my god, Captain John's treasure is Emu's magical book. It's the history of the Davy
Yeah,
clan.
yeah.
And Davy, not Davy, but
What?
Buggy finds it.
I do hope the next chapter does not give us some insane detail because I need time. I need a little
Dude,
bit more
imagine
time.
that.
But,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. You're trying to cook up a theory on the side, and the next chapter, Davy clan history revealed, Joy Boy true form revealed, Emu's unsilhouetted body revealed.
yeah. If Emu's unsilhouetted body is a little bit more problematic. Like I wouldn't be upset. This is what the thing is with the things with the theories right now. It's like it's hard to be upset as a reader, right? Like for content creating theories, sure, but like if we're getting developments, I'm living, dude. That's dope. If we're moving the story as it's supposed to be, I'm not gonna complain, bro. And the thing is, Emu's silhouette at this point is long overdue. I know that sounds crazy because yeah, the end stage villain, whatever. But like we have way too many people just looking straight up at Emu for it to be silhouette. Could you imagine, like, I don't know, the first 10 chapters of Whole Cake Island and it was just a blob? Like, could you just see like a dancing blob singing and we're like, what is she? Like,
No, you know what'd be so funny? A great equivalent would be if we fought Kaido and we only saw him unsilhouetted when Luffy goes gear 5th. Like half of the fight, it's all Kaido silhouetted.
Dude,
that'd be amazing.
Like, you know, Kaido's a funnier one too because like the way Oda writes sometimes with the silhouettes in mind, it's almost as if Kaido should have stayed silhouetted until we saw Herald so that he could even more push the Kaido is the illegitimate child of Herald agenda because like we see them, they're carbon copies, right? Like imagine a world where Oda kept one of them silhouetted forever and then we got it revealed in tandem. Oh my god. And then Oda's just like, nah, that had no connection. I just like drawing them both exactly alike. You know, it could like, and that's the thing, right? At the end of the day, if Emu looks like Nami or Vivi, what are we gonna do? Like, that's the hottest girl in the One Piece world. Shiki now, right? Like, I guess we have Boa, right? It's either it's gonna have a big forehead or it's gonna look like Nami, right? There's two paths to hot chicks, right? The only surprise, the plot twist, is if she's flat chested, right? That because Oda women have a certain. That would be the only shocker that we'd honestly get, but you know. But speaking of the hottest women in your book,
Perona, dude.
on the cover page,
Yup.
yeah, I thought this is a crazy draw for Oda because they didn't even request all this, but I thought it was wild that Oda did this thing where Perona's chasing a rabbit with a watch. And like she's thinking of Mihawk, so she's like chasing a rabbit, and like Mihawk's like first line in the series is like, "I would never hunt a rabbit with a cannon," and we're in
It's
God
because
Valley
he
where
is the
hunting
rabbit.
rabbits. Yeah, and I'm just like, what are we? Is like Oda making like a joke here? Like, are we getting like Mihawk? Like, is
this like Mihawk relevant lore?
Yeah, like. I don't know. Like, are we gonna get Mihawk lore soon? Like, I don't
think
know.
we will.
I feel like
I mean, it sounds like copium because it's like, oh, Mihawk, he's a fit into God Valley. We're gonna get Mihawk lore during the King Harold flashback.
But translation, please. Like, what was?
That's how I hear the haters in the comment section sometimes, just complainers. I mean, it's not just Mihawk
Can you
exclusive, by
record
the
a
way. Like
video?
Mihawk, Shanks, Dragon, anybody when they defend him, like, say, okay,
Can you
cool,
record a
yeah,
video reading viewer comments? Well, since you guys don't understand the comment, let me get to the brass taxes of this.
yeah. See, people think I'm
That
like a
is
Mihawk
so
glazer.
good.
I am. I love Mihawk. I glaze everybody equally, even characters I
Oh,
don't like. I
really?
glaze them. Yeah.
I remember that one stream. Quora?
I don't know what you're talking about.
According to Quora, guys, that was a good time. That was a good time.
Oh yeah,
But
when I
anyways,
was
sorry, what were we
debating
saying?
Morge about like Manx and what I was going to say Banks, Shanks and
No, you
Mihawk.
weren't debating. You were not debating Morge. You were on his
No, I was.
team.
Wait, was I on Morge's team? I don't think I was.
Yeah, you were both supposed to be debating that they were the stronger one, and then he's like, "Is this guy throwing? Like,
Yeah,
is he on
yeah,
my?"
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, and I listed Korra as like one of my main sources.
Yeah, and that blew everyone's mind because we're so brain broken by Twitter. We were like, no, this is beyond Twitter brain rot. Where is this guy getting this from? This doesn't even sound like Reddit. And you were like, Quora, baby, that's the A1 sauce. Like, we were like, what the
It'd be
fuck?
like that, bro. It'd be like
That
that.
was good. Yeah,
So
yeah.
the rabbit thing, it's definitely the meme, right? Whoever like asked Oda to draw this, they are thinking about the Alice in Wonderland rabbit meme. Like your time's coming. Sadly though, Oda didn't I don't think he's up with the time, so he did this instead. He was close though. We almost got him.
Yeah, yeah.
All
It
we
is
needed was Randall
also
pointing at
interesting
it.
because it it looks like Perona is also in like because Alice in Wonderland, like
Yeah, this is like Wizard of Oz, right?
Whole Cake Island had, yeah, Wizard of Oz, Alice in Wonderland, but all that stuff is like Whole Cake Island. Like Big Mom had the the thematics for all of that, and so I'm like, is Oda's like took a reader request and like put a lot of weight into it. Like Mihawk isn't even mentioned, And it's like chasing the rabbit. The rabbit is Randolph, a named character. They're in a place that looks oddly familiar, and she's thinking about Mihawk. And it's like, and also Perona is a pretty pertinent character to the situation, right? Like, where's Morio? Where's Perona?
Huge character.
Oda just teased that like most recent tease of Perona was that he had a concept that she was in Cross Guild originally,
Yeah.
and he took her out. So like that's like the last main canon thing. Besides, like I don't know if that came before or after the Hachinosu's like, "Where's save Moria, Kobe?" Like I don't remember. I think it came after. But point is that like this, like again, going back to the first question, is this better than Yamato? Yeah, yeah, it is. Thoughts, there's theory. What's in Oda's brain, right? Like the Yamato one, it was just there's just one thing is the Moria thing. Oh, the what was so funny? Remember the hero shrine with the bubbles, with the names on it?
Yeah.
And then I made the joke. I said the last line. What if not supposed to be a name and it's interpretation? Right? That's crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, you started cutting
I
out
can't
right when
believe
you said that.
Should I repeat it?
Yeah. Just what you thought the bottom line was gonna be. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I said that I was like, it would be crazy if the bottom line was just all supposed to be one like person or one thing, and I was like, Marty, and then the actual like thing came out that it's supposed to be martyrdom or something like that, and I was right. I was just being like, I think I said like, oh, Marty McFly, like I was like making a joke. But that was right. That the whole bottom line was all saying that these are martyrs, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, the Yamato cover story was so. Oh, this is the juice flowing, like the flow state comes out here, and you see what Oda's thinking about. Gets creative with these for sure.
I wonder if Oda himself was happy that the Yamato cover page story is over. Do you think Oda was like celebrating? He's like, oh, thank God. I can finally draw somebody else. Oh, hell yeah.
I gotta read the raws for that SBS because that one is so funny to read. I was like, oh, we're just going straight up the entire SBS right now. And yeah, I guess it's like he's probably happy. He's probably happy. He's like, yeah, I'm finally past that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over. It's over, guys. So,
Yeah.
on to the chapter. We see that Domi Reversi isn't quickly working on rocks. Emu even says, wow, you're persistent, thou art. And Rock says, don't downplay the power of humanity, monster. Which, could be a hint as to what Emu really is, but, it could just be trash talk as well. Rocks goes on and he says, Davy D. Jones, the king of the world, he once was. Emu says, silence, he was never king, not even for a moment. The grievance between Mu and Davy has nothing to do with thee. So what do you think about this? Do you think that Davy Jones was, of course, once king of the world? Or did Rocks just make it up? Is he blowing smoke up Emu's ass?
It's like it is. There's so like Emu's lines here are so odd, and even more so with the Viz translations. Like the fact that like this line right here, the grievance between Mu and Davy has nothing to do with thee. It's like, I'm sorry, you just said that he was Davy Jones last chapter, and now you're slaughtering their entire clan because they're Davy clan. So how does the grievance not have anything to do with the person in front of you when you are the one who mistook him for the person you had the grievance with? So like Emu is like on dementia. Like if Tylenol gives autism something, they're on the dementia. This is they can't tell the difference between a rhino and a lion and a giraffe is all I'm gonna say. And so like the line that's interesting, he was never king, is kind of like I wonder if it's like not a meme, but like there's like a technicality that they're talking about. And I mentioned one on stream of like, yeah, what if Davy Jones was a girl? And it's like technically they were never king and whatever. And then I think someone in the chat was saying that like, oh, the term here for king is genderless. So like might not work here, but then they still played into too and said Jonesita. And I'm like, I'm not too sure what to think about this, but I am curious because Rock saying that it's kind of like I believe Rocks, you know what I mean? Like I think Rocks has the truth of it to a certain extent, and Emu's like floundering and flubbering over the situation. And it's literally, that's what it said. Then why are you so panicked over something as trivial as the Davy name, right? Like this entire scenario is like kind of like the Clover situation where Clover's like, here's a hypothesis. And if it's true, then you'll shoot me in the head. And then they're like, shoot him in the head. And then he's like, well, oh, well, shit, guys. And then, it's like, what does that tell you? It tells you that, like, whether or not everything is true, it's like, percent of it's probably there. And it's like, is it Davy D. Jones was not the king because his name isn't Davy D. Jones? Like, maybe there's something else that Moo's not, like, adding there. It's like, yeah, Davy D. Jones wasn't king, but they were like Davy D. Jones water, like some random stipulation. I know that sounds silly, but like it sounds like Emu's caught lacking, kind of like and struggling. And even the part where it's like persistent thou art. I like the way that TCB translated this because like it sounds weird in reverse, but I guess this is how Emu talks. But like I also probably is that Emu's never dealt with like a Dami Reversi delay, right? Because that's another thing where we didn't know if Rocks could delay it and delayed it for an entire chapter, basically, right? So
yeah, he fought back for a little bit. Yeah. When it comes to King of the World, I think that they're both telling the truth. I think in Emu's eyes, he really did think that Davy Jones was never the king, but Davy Jones was the king for a little bit. And then, of course, like, what does that even mean, right? Because right now, Emu's the king of the world, but we also know that Emu and the 20 Kings and Queens. They established the world government. So was Davy Jones a part of that at one point? Or was Davy Jones simply like a king of something else before the world government? And that's why he's like, oh no, he was the king. He's like, no, he wasn't the king because I don't consider it legitimate. Like there's a world where they're both telling their own truth and they're not lying.
Yeah. Yeah, I one part here, like TCB said, thou hast no place in the fate that binds Mu and Davy, whereas Viz went, the grievance between Mu and Davy has nothing to do with you. That is a little bit different because like the fate that ties both of us, that could mean a lot of things. It could have been on the same pirate crew. It could have been like a lot of different circumstances, right? But the grievance between Mu and Davy, that's more niched, locked into like Mu felt slighted by something Davy did, and then we get the line here where it's like the thought that Davy's will might be passed down and one day come for you to fulfill the promise. So it's like Davy or Rocks is like, you're not keeping your promise, and that's something that Rock said last chapter too. And Mu's response to that, or Emu's response to that, was like, yeah, that's why I'm trying to erase your ass, you know, like. And it's like Emu is the inconsistent one, right? Like Emu's like, you don't have anything to do with this, Davy D Xebec, right? Like, the Davy clan has nothing to do with the grievance between Davy and Mu, and then proceeds to refer to the guy has nothing to do with it by Davy. Like the entire chapter is Davy this, Davy that, Davy that, talking to Rocks, and then the same thing with the promise. It's like Rocks is the consistent through and through, and anyone who's like flip-flopping, and even the answer, it's like, you have a promise to keep. That's why I'm trying to erase you from history. That's why you're supposed to be forgotten, so that the promise is, I guess, forgotten, or like my debt. Like, I guess that would be what it is. Like if I ran up a card on like Wells Fargo, and it's like, if I owe them $10,000, I have two options. Either I pay the debt or I just obliterate Wells Fargo from existence and nobody knows what it is. Like, that's kind of what Emu is. It's like, do I pay this debt or do I kill their families? And like, I guess that's what Emu tried to. And I think like even that route is silly because like, Garling lands on an island and it's like, I found them, guys. It was fate. And then they're like, how did you do it? Don't worry about it. And then Emu lands on the island like, I smell Davy's running frantically. It's like, damn, bro, you should have used that smeller for the last 800 years. Like, you should have been sniffing these guys out instead of being on Mer Draw, right? And the thing is, it works apparently through whatever version of possession this is, through Saturn. I feel bad for Saturn. Do you think Saturn's like in the cuck chair?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's kind of like the same with Rocks in this chapter, where he's like a passenger in his own body. But like, does Rocks even know what's happening when he's done with reversied? Like, how much is he actually seeing and sensing? So that's a little bit of a tough one. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to like Emu and Davy Jones, like I respect it, right? Like, yeah, this is Davy Jones' descendant. Yeah, he called him Davy Jones earlier, but, you know, that's a personal thing. Like, you're not the real guy. You weren't there. Stay away.
Well, see, I'm also wondering, too, because this is Saturn, and that's specific because, like, we don't know if the Gorosei know this information, right? Because a lot of this stuff doesn't feel like they knew. Like, the meeting Rocks in the first place in the flower cap or Chamber of Flowers, it didn't feel like anybody really was given the up. When Garling's chasing him down, like, wow, this guy's really strong. And it's like Gunko's somewhere else on the island. And it's like, yeah, I should have relayed that message 15 years ago that this is the guy that invaded and saw Emu face to face. And so like, is Saturn getting like key info right now? And maybe like Saturn was the one that got deleted, you know? So Saturn is hearing about the Davy thing. It's like, I wonder if the other Gorosei know this stuff about Davy.
If
and
I
like
had to guess,
aware,
I'd
like,
say
what
yeah,
Rock's
they know.
is saying. And because the other part is too, like, they may know Mu's side, but it is kind of interesting when you hear like kind of dissenting thought, which is like what the VAs, for example, when Vegapunk did the message, they were like, hey Saturn, was that message really true? And then Saturn just clocked his ass and was just like, what do you think, dumbass? And it's like, well, you're trying to silence the guy who just asked the question, so maybe it is true, right? It's like a trickle down little bit, right? So like now Saturn hears this and is like, hey, Emu, is that true? Do we owe the promise? I thought they were the heinous ones, right? Like, and then fast forward to now, Saturn is the one that's deleted. So maybe the deletion had more to it than just, because like a lot of the question marks about Vegapunk and why did Saturn let this slide and why did Saturn let that slide? And it's like maybe Saturn was an op. And like maybe it's because he's hearing this and he's like, yeah, wait, what is it about the Davy and the Buccaneers? Like when like a bunch of stuff, maybe he's starting to hear stuff that's not lining up. And so when Emu, put the gavel down, maybe it's not just the Joy Boy thing. That was just the last straw. And Emmett, between now and then, Saturn had enough information to be like, not necessarily, I don't know what another good example would be, but like, yeah, the VA's Egghead were probably a really good one where they were like, they knew that Saul's a good one. Saul was like, hey, like, they're just scholars, and he started asking questions, right? And then he got, he defected. And so like, Oda has been giving us like levels to it. So maybe Saturn is that guy. That would change Egghead a lot if Saturn was like, questioning, right? Like in a doubtful state, like, and we do have to, yeah, he was science defense, whatever, but like there's so many things that maybe Saturn was not fully on board with the world government. Not saying he's betraying them, but they need people who are fully locked in. And so maybe some of this is what like opened the lock a little bit,
Yeah, I see what you're trying to say. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on the easy bonus to say that Saturn knew everything already for the most part. Or at least he knows enough, and Emu doesn't care. It's like, yeah, like they're easy like gore say it's fine.
Yeah. I do wonder, like, something with it, like the truth, the Gomu fruit. I thought we erased the name, whatever. Like question marks, right? Like get information, but the question always lands on what do the Gores say now? And I always sit on that moment with Saturn and Emmett. Right? What's this robot? And it's like, that robot's clearly Joy Boy's, like, how does he not know that that's associated with the Ancient Kingdom? And it's like, there's some level of like very obvious like dissonance between what they know about the Void Century and what like actually happened, because there's no world where he's there at the Void Century fighting Emmett or Joy Boy's robot, and Joy Boy's robot is literally on the mural even. And yet he's looking at face to face and he's like, hey, we got to study this technology. And then like that ended up being holding Joy Boy's hockey in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. That rope was within it. Saturn couldn't even detect Joy Boy's hockey in a rope, right? Like, that's kind of wild too when you think about that. But yeah, and I think another added part is Rocks here goes, what's more frightening to you, Davy D. Jones or Joy Boy? And no mention of Nika. So like that's another like question mark too. It's like, I wonder why Nika isn't in this list of scary names to Emu, Maybe Nika isn't exactly an enemy to Emu. It's just that Joy Boy used Nika's powers and then became an enemy. So
yeah, that's when he became scary.
That also, yeah. So maybe that is why they allow Luffy to get as far as they did, because maybe he's a checkered fate, So
and then plus like with Nika, Nika is like a very first world concept, I'm assuming, and it's like the second world is mainly just Joy Boy and Davy Jones. So I think this kind of like, I mean, I wouldn't say confirms Emu's age, but I don't think Emu was present in the first world, which I know some people thought he was. So it's like, yeah, I feel like because they didn't say Nika, it's like, yeah, it's just Davy Jones, Joy Boy. And then probably like in the past with Nika, there was like an Emu equivalent back then too. Like a previous bad guy. Yeah. That's kind of just what I'm assuming.
We're the same moniker for... Yeah,
we'll go back and it's like the rat god or something. So we go on and we see that Emu throws Rocks down and Idomi reverses him. Rocks, he gets turned And now, oh, well, I should probably mention like how this happens. So Emu, after all this, he brings up King Harold, makes Rocks a little bit mad, and then he dummy reverses him. Is this like a requirement? Because we talked about like last chapter, maybe rage baiting is it. And then we saw it got domied. It's like, okay, he didn't have to get rage baited necessarily. Like, yeah, they brought up like the wife and child, but it could also just be the stab. It could be the homeland thing. But here we see that Emu even says, Rocks is being persistent. Hey, I'm going to F up King Harold, which, yeah, he doesn't do for a while. But we have it here that after he says that, that is when Rocks actually fully turns.
As far as the rage baiting thing, like that could work, but it also feels like, what are we going to get? Like Garp, you're actually not like, what are we going to get from the thing? And Garp is like, haha, you think I care about, rage baiting just doesn't work on Roger or Garp. We know that rage baiting works on Roger. That's his entire backstory that justifies Ace getting rage baited by Akainu. Right? So, but then when I said that part too, I was thinking like, that rage baiting thing, there is a thematic there. Akainu's entire thing that everyone memes about is rage baiting Ace. So Ace couldn't, go past a certain level in the world. And if Ace were here, he would get rage baited and turn into a Diamond if that's the case. So I was basically like, I'm still like right now, I like the homeland more than the rage bait side. I think there's like thematics to it. And and we're seeing it. It's like, it doesn't matter. Rocks is the strongest conqueror I think that we have seen, for a lot of reasons. And he got instantly Daimyo reversed, no counter. So even in the rage baiting side, it's not that he can counter it. You know what I mean? What are we talking about? It's like, I don't know, Luffy, Shanks, whatever. That doesn't matter. Shanks, I mean, it also, to a certain extent, Rocks was expecting this. Like, he saw Emu. He saw that he couldn't fight him. Aerys even said, like, too early, blah, blah. There was certain planning and still could not counter it. So at least the homeland side has a counter built in. So I don't know if the rage baiting is, but if Oda's aware of making it confusing, he's doing a good job with this moment here for sure. And I kind of looked at this and I was just like, for me, it was like a wholesome thing because like, these are his final moments, and he's still standing up for the friend that betrayed him. And I was like, Rocks is just too, like, Rocks is such a good character. Like, he just feels cool.
I love the friendship.
So I like that. Yeah.
So we see that now that Rocks has been domied, he does end up pretty much instantly attacking Big Mom, Kaido, and Whitebeard, and he handles them quickly. Brother, he slams Kaido into the wall, and, Kaido's confused. Like, Rocks, what are you? And before he can even finish his sentence, he gets destroyed. Kaido, when he talked about how pirates will always betray you, this is it, huh? This is Kaido's traumatic moment.
Hey, Rocks, what are you? And then, damn you, Rocks, are you turning on your own people? Oh, fucking, yeah, this is so silly. I went off on this on the stream. I feel I don't feel good about like memeing because Kaido was such a good comedic relief in God Valley, and it pains me that like this is kind of again, I don't want to go off on a huge tangent on Kaido. It hurts me a little bit because I like Kaido, but it kind of feels it matches. And what I mean by that is the shallowness of Kaido as a character. There's so many things like this is what it felt like when we got his backstory, and it was just like it was like the end of Promised Neverland, like a slideshow of things, and we're like Kaido, the character that like all of New World was building up to, all explained in a slideshow of events. And like, yeah, the anime did a good job with it, but you can't like move past that. There's a lot of details to Kaido that would have been cool and mattered probably. And I get it, but the fact that like the starting villain origin story is simply that he couldn't recognize that his captain wasn't in the right state of mind. And it's okay, fine. Let's give it to him here. He couldn't, like, some of the people are like, hey, what's going on up there, right? Like, sure. But you had 40 years to reflect on that shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not, we know, we have the end point. We have the end point where he still believes that was his captain. And, at what point do you look back and look at your dad, who was a terrible whatever thing when and you look back at his adults, like, maybe he was losing his health. Maybe he wasn't in the right state of mind. Like there's certain things there's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't make my entire character about this singular moment that probably wasn't like his fault, and instead the boogeyman demon that's diddling my captain, right? Like, why am I putting the blame on Rocks and not the diddle monster, right? Like, that sounds weird that Kaido at no point, it's like, yeah, Samurai Wano, you shouldn't trust pirates because you never know when the spooky spider will diddle your pirate. Like, that's the real thing that he should have said then. But he didn't because he thinks that it's Rocks' fault for whatever.
Well, we don't know for sure yet.
No, wait. No, sorry. Oh.
There could be more. There could be more.
No. Sorry, I tapped into it. I tapped into the YouTube comment section. Sai, what if he can't see Emu? What if he can't see Emu?
Oh yeah, Kaido's blind. It's like the Nami theory I had earlier, right? The sunlight's hitting his eyes, and it's like all a blur.
Yeah, like he sees like the rocks in flower chamber, like part. They just didn't see each other. That's why Gunko and Emu didn't say anything about rocks. It's happening here. Big Mom and Kaido just couldn't see Emu. Like, of course, that'd be crazy. Well, Big Mom's is actually, we talked about this on stream, actually. In Road to Laugh Tale Volume 2, at the end of it, Oda did a weird teaser we never got an explanation for. He goes like, hey, here's the concept of Big Mom. I wonder if there's a hint to what changes for her at God Valley. And the line that never really got flipped was that she said, hey, Kaido, I gave you that fruit, huh? Not too shabby or something. But now we know that she didn't give her the fruit. So then when I saw that on stream, I was like, oh, she has like amnesia or something. Like it's the Big Mom thing. And it's like, maybe that explains it. Like she doesn't remember Emu. Like it could be that. What if they Men in Black them? Like that could be something. But I don't know. There's a certain extent that just doesn't make sense at the moment. And memory wiping like Men in Black could make sense, and that is a premise of God Valley to a certain extent. But we do know that they remember rocks, like so they can't wipe all of it. Yeah, they talk about rocks, so it might just be
the Kaido betraying line. I feel like that could just be later on, maybe like he gets up. He's like, guys, we need your help. And then he looks around and like, Captain John's running away. Gonzoi's chasing after Shiki. Shiki's running away with treasure chests. Like, it doesn't have to be that Rocks betrayed them specifically yet. Like, I still think Kaido's going to get back up later. He might not join, like, the fight again, but I think he'll witness, like, what's going down with Rocks. And hopefully Kaido can put 2 and 2 together and say, hey, that monster up there, I think he did something. Like, something's going on, especially when you hear Emu, which, granted, he could be whispering. But he does say, hey, end the Davy clan, kill them all, erase all the life that's here. It's like, okay, guys, you hear that, right?
Clear
like
obstacles.
It's like an anime meme where like you have 2 people like islands apart and they can like hear each other talking. And then sometimes like it's like, okay, but in reality, they wouldn't hear each other. Like, is this one of those moments? Yeah. But well, I don't know. I feel like Emu's voice should echo, right? I mean, King Cobra heard Emu from like 50 steps up in the sky. It's like, yeah, like surely Emu's voice has like an echo to it, right? It's got like a voice modulation thing going on.
And that guy's dying and he's old. So like,
yeah, he's decrepit.
20-year-old Kaido. Yeah. That guy wasn't a fighter. He literally came to the reverie like, oh, Vivi, please let me find you men to marry because I'm passing away, as he coughs up blood. Like and then he didn't have the thought process of like, hey, let me like leave a dying message or like anything, like send Pell or, like all of the situation leading up to going into that thing is like, you didn't think about this? You didn't think this through? And it's like, yeah, I guess he's just like dementia. So it's
you know what?
We're going to find out that D stands for dementia.
Consider is that what if Cobra had no idea that Emu was there because his eyesight's also so bad?
He didn't see Emu.
He didn't see Emu and he didn't hear Emu. You know how like crazy that would be? Emu's like giving a speech about like Lily, and Cobra's like, "Hey, can you repeat that? I didn't hear you." I didn't hear
Well,
you,
see,
Sonny.
okay. You know that I just like there's an easy way to debunk the whole like if I can imagine some people are putting the idea that like Emu like isn't okay, I don't know how to say this, but Emu isn't a memorable character. And what I mean by that is like you see them, but then you can't remember them. They're like a deja vu kind of thing. They're like, whoa,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And like I could see that, but Sabo is the exception, right? Because he recalls that someone sat on the empty throne seemingly weeks later.
That's a
So
cool
maybe,
idea.
yeah, I that is a
I don't
unique
think that's the
concept.
thing, but I think that's a cool idea because that's straight out of Bleach. There's a character
I
that
haven't
does
gotten
exactly that, where the minute you don't look at them, their existence vanishes from your mind, and it's like a deja vu.
Oh,
So it's
that's
like
cool.
you're like, wait, what was I doing? And then the guy shows up again, and they're like, huh? And then he has like to reintroduce himself constantly. And I think the gimmick of beating him was that you have to instinctively attack him without knowing who it is, because every time you see him, it's like brand new to you. So you're like, wait, huh? Who are you? Yeah, it's a cool idea for a villain. I thought that was kind of sick.
Yeah.
And then I guess he just runs into somebody who just always kills somebody. So he's like, wait, what? This person's crazy.
Yeah, and like for Emu, like that, you know, it sounds like that was used in a gimmicky way, but here it could be that Emu has an actual like premise outside of that, but as a passive ability, if you kept on forgetting that someone's sitting on the empty throne, 800 years you could be in supremacy. Like that would be a really unique way for
I like
Emu
that.
to have maintained that, right? Yeah, that's a cool way to do it. It could explain a lot of things for God Valley. I think the one hole I'd prematurely puncture there is the Sabo part, but we
I think that
can't
would
really
create a
say for
good villain
certain.
too. Like, what if they didn't want it to? They're like, man, I want somebody to remember me.
Yeah,
Which kind of
and
goes back to like the whole thing is like, when do you die? It's when you're forgotten. And Emu's like, nobody remembers me though.
no one sings tales about me. And then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, everyone sings about Binks. What the fuck is Binks? Like,
I don't even know that guy. He was not there with me and Joy Boy.
yeah, we just find out Binks is just some hobo on the side.
Yeah, he was.
And then
Emu was literally forgotten by history, and he's just upset.
Yeah, straight up like that. There's a lot of ways that could fit. I wouldn't be mad at it working in a slightly more contrived way, because it could be like not just thought or something like you were saying, visual, right? Like you have to look at them and then you remember. It could be that would be kind of cool too, right? Like an advanced version of what you were saying. Like every time, from what you said, it sounded like every time you see them, it's like you saw a new person, but it felt eerily similar. Whereas like another version of that could be like you see them and then you don't see them and you forget, but then every time you see them, it comes back. But like, so that's why Emu has to be so far removed from society. And so years go by and then no one's alive to remember. So it could play a huge thing, right? Where it's like the very nature of the One Piece world is like you get a wanted poster and now the world is after you, right? And what's the reverse of that? Emu wouldn't want to be known or something because then they can maybe remember their weakness. And that's another thing too, right? Where Luffy's on Egghead and he's like, how do I beat these guys, right? What if after Egghead, because he's not looking at the Gorosei, he just forgets about them and he never thinks about having to, fight them again? And that would apply with Sabaody, right? On Sabaody, he kept on losing to Logias. And then like imagine a world where he doesn't think about, like, it's kind of like a kid, like, you know what I mean? He never got armament hockey, so like Logias are just cracked to him. So like, or he had armament hockey, but you guys know what I mean, where it's like if Luffy had forgot about those fights, he never would have thought about being able to fight a Logia. And we're seeing that on Elbaf right now. Like Loki and Luffy are like, how do I do this? And Scopper's like, well, you gotta use your conqueror's hockey in a special way. Where what if they don't remember what they were fighting until they fight the person, right? It could be an interesting way to do it. Wouldn't be too hard to insert here, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think this is the case, by the way, but I just think it's a really fun idea.
Good. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Got through the caveat out there before people are like, oh, these guys are crazy. Oh, I don't think it's true, but the vanishing idea is a cool concept. We see that since they got dealt with so easily, Whitebeard has to now lock in. Whitebeard clashes with rocks. We see the Gura cracks. And that's pretty much it. Whitebeard might have gotten blown away. He could be unconscious. Or here's a great headcanon. This is Dark Whitebeard we're looking at. This is Dark Beard. And instead of Whitebeard, where he says, hey, family, family, family. This is like the opposite, where he's like, kill your family. I'll let you go, Rocks.
I thought it was, instead of family, it's just me.
Oh, no, that's cool too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Whitebeard gets dealt with. Kind of funny that we just don't see it. Like, oh,
he doesn't get dealt with.
Hit it.
Don't be disrespectful.
What do you mean?
Don't be disrespectful. He didn't try. He put
tried.
his arm up. He put his arm. He didn't use his weapon. He didn't. He put armor, and he blocked a sword with his forearm. I'm sorry if
it's literally the world's strongest man. Yeah, he's gonna use his muscles. What are we talking about here?
And the world's strongest man used his naginata. He's not.
He didn't really use. Okay, so I just finished Marineford. He doesn't use it that much.
Yeah, that's a different Whitebeard. What do you mean? When Whitebeard locked it against Roger and Odin, what did he use?
I mean, they're using swords, but I mean, like, he could very easily use his fist too. Like, Whitebeard, his muscles cannot be understated.
With Odin, he used his fist. With Roger, he used his weapon. There's a difference between Odin and Roger painted out there.
Okay, if you're ambidextrous, how do you decide which hand you use to jack off with? I think it switches from day to day. 1 minute, Whitebeard is using his naginata. One day he's using his hand. I think they're pretty
That's
equal.
not ambidextrous. That's like if one day I have a fleshlight and the other day I want, like,
no, what I'm saying is that his weapon is just as good. His weapon is just as good as his hands. Because guess what? He's the world's strongest man. He's not the world's greatest swordsman.
Yeah, the world's strongest man is probably stronger with a weapon. Like, that's...
Yeah, but what if... Okay, you watch Baki. I can't use weapons because my fist will just destroy it. Oh, controlling this is too tough. Like, that's such an anime strongman thing.
Yeah, but his weapons aren't the supreme grade blade.
You know what? I'm gonna hold a poll on this. Is Whitebeard stronger with his weapon or his fist?
He's not even using his fist here. He's using the forearm.
Fist here.
Get the fuck up.
That's my argument, Par, huh? What do you do about that?
How dare you mock me in YouTube comment accent?
Nah, dude. Like, okay. I think it's because this is One Piece. You can't really, like, use your Par vision on this one. So I'm gonna put this into real world context, okay? You have an AK-47. And your opponent has a rocket launcher. But also, you have a riot shield. Would you block the AK-47? Or would you block the rocket launcher by shooting your AK-47 at it? Or would you use a riot shield? I mean, both cases you probably die. But I do think the riot shield would be better. That makes more logical sense.
Let me help you out. Would I be more scared of Mike Tyson with his fists? Or Mike Tyson with, like, a stick? Honestly, he's probably better with his fist than he is with, like, a long spear. Because, like, yeah, sure. But the difference is Whitebeard's had the spear for 40 years at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just handing Mike. What if Mike Tyson was also a spear master? Like, that would be the apt comparisons. Like, I would be scared of both. But also,
we do not know if this is the supreme grade naginata yet.
All right.
This could just be a naginata that looks very similar, but it's not the Murokumagiri that we know of.
This one is painted with the candy cane striping around the handle.
This is still Youngbeard.
This is not Youngbeard. He has the beard. This is 40-year-old Whitebeard right now. Like, this is not young by any standard, okay?
Middle-aged like, beard. We don't know when he gets the supreme grade blade. You know, people are saying the same thing for Roger. Like, does he have Ace right now?
I mean, it looks like it, right?
It looks like it, but he's never said, my cherished sword Ace.
Yeah, my future son is in my hands right here.
Yeah.
And I don't mean come. Like, that's...
See, that's the thing, right? We need these One Piece characters to announce what they're doing. Like, yes, because my fists are stronger, I'm gonna block rocks with this, because I do not yet have a supreme grade blade. Like, imagine we got that inner dialogue from Whitebeard. We need it.
It does take a certain level of madman because we talked about this. What if our wives got transformed into monster demon ghosts? How much would it take? Like, how long would it take for us to like fight back and just obliterate that? Right? And it's like if they got turned into actual monsters and demons, and we don't like we want to survive, it's like it has to be pretty quick. You know what I mean? And so Whitebeard is looking at a demonified version of his captain who just whooped ass with both of the strongest other people on his crew. And he still was like, I don't need weapons for this. I don't need that. That's a kind of crazy weapon, like madman. You know what I mean? Because this is a demon. You know what I mean? His wings, fangs, his eyes aren't even there. You know what I mean? He doesn't really.
I just had an idea.
What?
You've watched Red JJK, right?
Uh-huh.
I think Whitebeard's like Mahoraga, where he needs to adapt to a fight using his fists first before he uses the Naginata.
Which character is Mahoraga again?
That's like the adapting
He's the tree
demon
guy. The tree one, right?
Yeah, he looks like a tree, yeah. Like the white tree guy that Sukuna has. Or, well, Megumi has, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it could be like that, where Whitebeard, he needs to fight with his fist first.
The Shadow Lord.
Yeah, the Shadow Lord. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I got you. Because I was like, wait, the actual tree next to the volcano, like I was thinking the tree one, because he adapts too.
Yeah, but Mahoraga adapts to every single combat ability, but he needs to first fight it for a little bit.
Right.
So Whitebeard could be the same way, where he's like, yes, I must clash with my fist before I can use my Naginata.
Yeah. Hey, he might be. Oh no, you're right. You know what he's doing? Because he's technically, if you want to, like translating it, it's like we say tremor, but technically he's the vibrator man. And so like he has to resonate with the frequency of Rox's sword. That's what it is. So he gets hit and it's like a tuning fork. And so now he knows Rox's frequency and he can now vibrate into his resonance. You know what I'm saying? Like the those rock girly, crystal girlies, right? About the resonating frequencies. That's why Whitebeard gets the bitches. Right there.
There we go. We got it.
Also because he's the vibrator man.
Yeah, that doesn't play a big role.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just
all
like
about the motion in the ocean, not the earthquake in the
earthquake in the forest.
In the quick bake.
So now that a portion of God Valley has fallen, people are saying that the chances of this island being terraformed into Thriller Bark are going up and up. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at with that yet, but I do think that the thing that fell is very conveniently boat-shaped. like the part that fell, I'm like, it wouldn't be too hard to turn that into a boat if you were like big enough.
The people on the Titanic would love that, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Impenetrable. No iceberg stopping this one, right?
Yeah.
It is cold. You have to make it hollow. And I was like, wait, what if it's already hollow? This thing would float.
Oh, it would.
Yeah. So once this hits water and Oda shows us it, we might just see it sail away, right?
What's funny is that we don't see it afterwards. Like, imagine this is like a video game where like, oh, collision, now it's just disappearing. It despawns, it's like slowly fading. The opacity is going down.
Yeah, and we see like the grid lines on it, like it's the rendering is dropping. That'd be crazy.
No, like imagine a Whitebeard. He's not done yet. He didn't get defeated. He simply lagged out of the lobby.
His ping spiked.
His ping spiked, and that's why Roger and Garp, by the way, that's why Roger and Garp let Rocks go to the forest. It's not like that they wanted Rocks to kill his family. They simply couldn't catch up because they're like, no. And that's
they get the warning symbol. You must return back to the main zone within 10 seconds.
Yeah, warning. If you're AFK for more than 2 more minutes, league will ban you.
That's what Garling is getting right now. Get your ass up, bro.
God, he should have got like a guardian angel or something. The Celestial Dragons are fleeing onto a marine ship, and that's pretty cool. But I'm just wondering, brother, where's that black ship at?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like
That black
you're
ship is
really
gonna be
putting
so important.
that like they're not putting them on the Bugatti of ships. They're putting them on the Kia. You know what I mean? And I get it. Kias are nice now, but this is 38 years ago, brother. They weren't the
Huh.
same ones, you
Now
know?
that I think about it, do the Celestial Dragons not have like a special ship of their own? Like that looks so basic. Like where'd they come from?
The families have their own ship. That is
Yeah,
the
but
thing.
like
But this
shouldn't
is
they be
like
off the coast or
emergency.
something?
I guess it's like no family want. It's kind of like when Oprah didn't open up her street in Hawaii to let people like escape or something like that. You know, like she's kind
Yeah.
of like, I don't want people to use my land to escape. You know, right? So like they're like, we're just gonna use the community escape route kind of thing. It's kind of like that, I
Huh.
guess. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
something
so.
like that.
Yeah. I'd just be like, yo, I'm not setting foot on that filthy ship. Give me my ship.
And but hey, hold on. Actually, now that I think about it, these are the commoner celestial dragons. There are tiers to it, baby.
That
We
is
don't
true.
see any. We don't want to see any of the good-looking ones. You know.
Yeah,
We
the
got
God Knights
the.
aren't fleeing. I gotta draw the line there. The God Knights are staying on this island, damn it. They're still
We got to
fighting.
see where like the Man family. Where's their ship at? You know.
Yeah, like Gunko too. Like, where's Gunko at?
Do you think the broadcast is like they're at home looking at this like my bet's still on Man-Made, you know what I mean? Like my bet's still looking good. Like what's happening with that?
I don't know. Because if the broadcast is still going on, then they see Emu.
Not necessarily, right? And like this is something that is important for the memes aside. Emu is there, but Emu is kind of like in between the rocks. So
Yeah.
like they're not like super high up. It's kind of like when we saw Egghead and we're like, Emmett is like really big, right, guys? And then we zoom out and we do see them there, but we don't see the Gorosei, right? And the Gorosei look taller than Emmett. So like God Valley is a little bit easier to say that with because Emu is kind of like in between the
So,
rocks.
yeah,
You
so
never
there's a
see it.
reality where they don't see Emu because they're so high up.
Well, they might not see because like Dragon doesn't see Emu yet, right? Like
Not yet.
Ivankov and Kuma doesn't
Yeah,
see
but the difference is that
like
there were
Emu.
snails everywhere, though.
And also, we maybe Emu got that like zzz, and then just kind of like kills all the snails in the proximity, right?
How
Like
about
maybe
this?
turns it off.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be it, or we could go back to our original theory. The snails simply forget that Emu's there.
They're not looking at Emu.
Yeah. They look at Emu, then
That'd be
they like
crazy.
actively delete Emu from their hard drives.
That
I mean,
would be
wasn't there like a
crazy.
big theory that like Emu was a snail back in the day?
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, it's still a theory, but
Yeah, it's still a theory, but
um,
what if that's it? It's like, oh, Emu's whispering to the snails saying, hey, don't record me, boys.
yeah, I think that Emu is a snail theory is a good one, a solid one, and a possibility one. I think my favorite part of that is just the eyes. Like for whatever reason, most of the Denden Mushi, there. I mean, some people might find some outliers in panels here and there that could be chalked up to just like the editors forgot to check some of the snails. But in majority of the time when the snails are emphasized, if not all of the times I can remember, they always have double layered eyes. And so just like Emu. And I've always talked about that too. But yeah, a lot of people have brought up the snail emu thing, brought up the Denden Mushis. Their like relationship to the world as well and how the world government uses them. It's definitely there. But like I think that like it does say something that there is a snail in the throne room, right? That seems like a
Yeah.
very terrible place to put one unless you have some kind of domination over them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't put a camera in the place where I shouldn't be seen. You know what I mean? Like, that's a terrible idea. Yeah, Emu did that. But it's because they were like positioning, like, yeah, we're gonna catch people and with their pants down here, you know? So like that's kind of what it was. They was aimed that way, right? What if the snail was looking at the throne and also captured Emu there? Like that's paper trail, right?
Yeah, and
I
I don't
wouldn't
want
want
to
that.
spoil like a popular series, but there is a character who can see things through the eyes of animals and can like control animals. So Emu doing that, I think is pretty cool. I think that'd be a
One
big
Piece?
W.
Wait, that's One Piece.
Oh no, it's a different popular anime.
Oh, but One Piece has that too.
Well, yeah, but nobody cares about One Piece.
Viola has that, and then Momo technically
Who's
has
Viola?
that.
Who's Momo?
Oh, I'm not looking at big titties, so oh well, Momo doesn't have big titties, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Forgetting hypnotism.
I don't know about
Remember
that.
when Vivi did the hypnotism titties? Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was good. I remember as a kid, I loved that.
I just thought the dress was so ugly.
I thought it was
just couldn't get
so
past
good.
that. Like the dance was fine, but I remember seeing because the anime censored it. The anime didn't have the they didn't do the circular things. They did like polka dots, I think. I forget, but it wasn't the same thing in the manga. I think 4Kids changed it, and then when it got like more substantial, they have it, but I don't know if they was significant enough that they redid the thing. But I remember it not being circle titties.
I can't wait for the Wit Studio remake to go hard on that one. Like that needs to be straight gooner bait, dude.
It needs to be pointy. Like the dress, it needs to
Exactly.
That's such a funny thing because I made a short about that, about saying like technically Vivi almost killed Zoro. It was Karoo that saved his life because for the first time ever, Zoro was like on his knees and like couldn't do anything. He looked like it looked like when Perona made him depressed and he was like in vulnerable state, he literally could not dodge. If Karoo did not dodge last second, Vivi would have hit Zoro.
And she was aiming for his neck.
And they were going supersonic speed. So and that's canon. That all of that is canon. And it's like it's crazy that is something that Oda like even put Zoro in a position like in early One Piece, you know? Like considering how he portrayed Zoro to be like infallible, only for him to dance to like or fall to this. Like he took out 100 bounty hunters and then that got him. Like that's it. And, you know, and then he fought Luffy, which is another interesting situation to be in. But you know,
I feel like most men would die to that attack.
Fair in real life, yeah, for sure.
100%.
In the live action, Zoro should be dead.
God, the live action, dude. The live action.
Wait, is it out? Did it come out season 2?
It comes out in I think March or April.
Ooh,
yeah,
interesting.
And then they're working on season 3 right now, so hopefully that doesn't take too long.
Gotcha.
But I think they're cooked after season 3. There's no way they get a season 4.
I did see some of like the forced perspective giants scenes, and I was like, okay, interesting. But I only saw them in like low quality pictures, so I didn't click on them. So yeah. Maybe one day I'll just binge it. When season 16 is out, that's when I'll just
everybody's like 50 years old. Let's find the One Piece, guys.
Yeah. And then Emu comes in, and then that's when like AI is so advanced that they can implement the devil fruit powers in the thing, you know?
Or maybe all the people are like AIs. Like they use AI to keep the actors their age.
That is how
there we go.
The way we are going. True.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Keep them in their prime, dude.
Interesting timeline we're in.
So,
but yeah, speaking
of AI actors, we got Rayleigh and Shaki. They're leaving the island, as well as baby Shanks, who's being carried off by Taro. We see the little ZZZ above the treasure chest, so Shanks is successfully saved. Dragon, though, he has no clue where Shanks went. What's up?
Whoa.
What's up?
Okay, we can't move past this part right here. Is Rayleigh float handing? Is he floating her, or is it because it doesn't look like he's on? Like when Rayleigh's holding Shaki, is he doing the awkward floater hand because he's trying not to grip, you know? Or because it doesn't look like his hands on her. It's like that awkward picture where you're taking with, you know, and you're just like your hands floating a little bit.
Touching her part. Goober. I was like, what the fuck is Par talking about?
I don't know. Maybe.
Is Rayleigh actually touching Shaki? Huh? You guys, everybody in the comment section, let us know down below.
The next side poll.
Yeah, next poll. Is Rayleigh touching Shaki? Or is he using hockey coding to not touch her?
Yeah, Rio. Oh yeah, that's his bread and butter. Rio, the spacing. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Huh,
Yeah, I mean
I
the
wonder.
shading kind of does look like it's floating a little bit. Look at that shading on his fingers.
Okay, so Dragon is on the ground. He's like, yo, I can't save Shanks. Like, where did he go? What's happening? And it's pretty cool, you know? Like, I want to see what happens to Dragon next because he's not leaving the island yet. Like, it looks like he might just look around for a little bit. He might wallow in despair. Who will he
Yeah.
run into next, in your opinion? Captain John, maybe? Maybe he's the one that kills Ganzui.
Um, yeah. It's hard to say. I don't even know where like dragons like in such a okay. I didn't really think too much of Dragon from this chapter, and I feel like this is what everybody sees. The position Dragon's in this chapter is what everyone sees of Dragon in every panel he's been in, where he doesn't say anything. Like this is the effective spirit animal he's in. He's like, God damn it, I can't save Ginny, I can't save my son, I can't save like he says I can't save anything. Like this is like his spirit animal, and then finally gets to a point where he's just like, you know what? I'm not a pacifist anymore, Vegapunk. You know what I mean? Like that's when he starts standing on business a little bit. But you know, I don't know where Dragon goes because like the biggest question is like, how did Shanks get into the treasure chest? Well, it's answered. So I don't know what happens. We know he's alive, and we know that he eventually becomes the world's worst criminal, but it's not tied to this. So he just kind of in all seriousness, he could just fade into the background, and would it matter? You know what I mean? Like Oda doesn't have to do anything more with Dragon here, right? Like he
Yeah,
gave us
that's
enough of
true.
Dragon. It was a shocker that he was even here because we didn't know that he was here in the first place. So him putting him here already was like, all right, we got it. We're good. And now we know how Dragon started. From this point on God Valley, he doesn't need to add to Dragon to give us something later for Dragon. And I honestly, at the state that God Valley is at right now, it's like, you know, Kuma already took care of most of the plot points. You know what I mean? Like Kuma and Roger's crew made God Valley fit in this universe's timeline where Shanks is in the clear, Blackbeard's in the clear. You know, like we got it. We're good. Dragon doesn't need to touch anything, right? It's almost like if Dragon affects the timeline anymore, we might end up in a different One Piece verse.
I hope he's not done. For all the Dragon fans out there, I really hope he's not done. This would be so disappointing if he just ends here.
Mm.
What's up?
Oh, he hijacks the black ship. And that's where we get the man bark by Flames. He's been hiding the black ship all these
It's
years.
him all along. Yeah, I mean,
kind of crack.
yeah, Dragon being the man mark for Flames has been a big theory, but I don't know. Like, would he have a poneglyph?
He didn't seem to know about them with
Yeah.
Oh, maybe poneglyphs are you don't see them.
He didn't
you
really know
forget
about the ancient weapons either. So it's like, dude, how much does Dragon actually know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was oh no, was it? Yeah, it was the ancient weapons things, which is tied to the poneglyphs by extension, but you know, yeah, he hasn't really shown us any interest in the Kozuki text, if you will. So it is interesting. I like at this point, it's like I just want him to hear shit, you know. I just need him to hear about the Davy clan, you know.
I think that's gonna
But
happen.
like the voice of all things could be what extends it, but at
Yeah.
this point, he missed the crux of it, right? So that is the situation, at least with that part. Oops, I accidentally turned off my projector.
I think he will
But
hear
yeah.
it. I mean, I feel like Rox is gonna go on a whole spiel next chapter. And
In the voice of all
hopefully,
things.
yeah, obviously. Hopefully Dragon is like in vicinity so he can like hear all of that.
Yeah.
Because he should have the voice of all things, right?
I believe so. It would be silly not to give it to him.
Yeah.
Especially if we sandwiched him the way we did with Garp is now basically confirmed to have it, more or less. It'd be okay. Like, I mean, skipping to the end a little bit, but like, it'd be weird if Garp isn't hearing the
Dude.
conversation.
And it would also be funny if like a dragon had it and he never heard about the poneglyphs or ancient weapons. Like nothing's talking to him. He has the voice of all things, but just nothing ever activates it. It's like, damn, that's also kind of funny too.
He just went through the world and he just cleverly dodged everything. None of the sea kings,
Dragon,
none of the poneglyphs.
Who do you think has traveled to the most islands out of the monkey family? Garp, Dragon, or Luffy?
Oh, Dragon.
I'd say Dragon, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to be Dragon.
At least, like, if we're to say in the current timeline, then it's like Garp, probably. But if it's in the long... Garp is hard. Garp is actually hard because he's older, you know? It is a little difficult. But because like we have Kuma who's literally going world tour, right? And Dragon at that time was actually going to the islands, but in the current timeline he stopped. He was just like locked into, Baltigo. And only recently did he leave. And then even going to Luffy, that was a whole thing. Who's the captain in that area, huh, Saba? Oh, it's Smoker. And so it's like even that was sort of a big deal for Dragon to do. We don't really know why, considering like that shouldn't have been a problem for him at any point in of his life after God Valley, right? So, but yeah, I think like for the freedom fighters' point of view, it would be weird if he wasn't like a globetrotter, right? Like, and then
just going around like freeing towns and stuff.
I mean, the fact that he has this like tattoo band, right? Like, and that feels like Shandoran. He had to have at least gone to the Sky Islands. And I feel like if you gone to the Sky Islands, there ain't no way you haven't been to like like other places. Imagine the only island you've been to outside of your own is a Sky Island. That's just kind of wild.
He had to have traveled. He had to. I mean, what if he just stays at Kamabaka Queendom in Baltigo, though?
And Sorbet. He went to Sorbet.
And
we know
Sorbet.
that much. Yeah. But
after that, he's like, I'm too valuable.
Ohara. He went to Ohara after they died. After they died, he went to Ohara. We don't know if he's been there before, right?
He met Dr. Clover. He knows about him.
Yeah, but that Clover was the adventure, so it could have been that Clover met Dragon, but he never went to his friend's house, right?
Could be it.
Yeah, it could be it. Right?
So speaking of the revs, we see Kuma. He's running through. He still wants to save people, and he spots somebody running through the forest. It's funny because the chapter initially leads you to believe that it's maybe Ganzui, and sorry, not Ganzui, Captain John.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that it's probably not Captain John. Or it could be Captain John. I mean, we do know that he survived, so maybe Kuma does him away.
Yeah, and I don't think Captain John is in a situation where he can... Okay, I was about to say something really sus, but I don't think he could fight back against Kuma. Like, you know what I mean? If he even wanted to. He got boogered. He got one-shotted.
I don't know.
I was going to say, I don't think he's in a position to resist an 8-year-old, but like...
Who do you think would win, Captain John or Kuma right now?
Kuma.
You think Kuma would beat him?
Clock his ass, bro. Do you like literally in the next sequence? He does more than any kid in the One Piece series instantaneously. He might be the best devil fruit user, period, by what he displayed in the next sequence. It's just insane. It's just straight up bonkers what he does. And this is not even that's just like a tip of the iceberg. He saved 500 people on this island while being like he got football tackled by a Gorosei. I'm sorry. There's no one else coming close right now as like, how is he 8 right now? Like,
that's so sad though, man. Like Captain John being defeated by a little kid.
He got defeated by a booger.
Yeah, but by Ganzui, though. Ganzui's boogers might just be strong. Ever consider that?
The strongest boogers on the ground.
Exactly.
That's quite the epithet, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're all bloody. They're all just chunky. Mucinex won't work. We don't know. Speaking of Ganzui, we
so
see him,
gross.
and Oda's hiding his legs. Crafty guy, Oda. He knows that
Oda's on Twitter.
He knows we're looking for those damn legs, dude.
Yeah,
No feet pics, huh?
Yeah, and it's funny because we saw them last chapter, but he's still stoking the flames. Like, but what if they forgot? Like, he's still like, hiding the feet. Yeah, yeah. It is interesting that he positioned it there. Funny enough, I did see like an SBS or was it an SBS or was it an interview? It was kind of like he changed how he did text bubbles because it used to be vertical.
Yeah.
For Japanese, but then for international, he saw how stupid it looked for every other language. So he's like, yeah, I changed how I did it for that. And I was like, that's interesting. And then I saw some of the previous ones where they'd write like scram or something. It was just vertical. And it just looked so hilarious. It was just great.
And he's like, let me fix that for you guys.
Yeah. So, is there even any escape off this island? Says Ganzui, and then it cuts to Shiki just laugh. Is it not problematic that Shiki isn't flying up? Like, why is he flying horizontal?
We gotta remember, Oda did say that he doesn't like how strong the float no Mi is, so there is a genuine chance that it's nerfed. Kind of like Buggy's chop fruit, where you can't like go too far away from his legs. Like maybe Shiki's the same way. It's like he can only float like 10 feet off the ground. That's it.
The FAA has restrictions over his.
He flies higher, then he gets shot down.
He's classified as a drone, so he can go above us. Dude, oh man, that's some shit Oda would do in the SBS. He's like, yeah. He's afraid of the speed force coming for him, like some shit like that, right? If he goes too high, like some shit comes and attacks him, like the rocks, like the birds. Like if he goes too high, he starts getting attacked by birds. That'd be kind of funny.
It could be like if he flies too high, we'll start to mistake him for one of the 5 flying Zoans, and Oda doesn't want that.
Oh, you know it'd be actually cracked? The higher he goes, the heavier he gets. So that's why when he cuts off his legs, he can go higher. Like, because he gets lighter.
Oh, yeah. We're like finding ways to nerf him for no reason.
Oda, we know Oda's listening. That SBS was 100%.
Oh, Par, we're so stupid.
What is it?
We never considered the fact that the treasure chest could just be really heavy.
Yeah, but he's one-handing it over. If it was actually that heavy, he'd be two-handing it. Like,
is he not like, two-handing it?
No, it's over here like a boombox, bro. Like that shit ain't even looking. His hands are like
maybe
extended too.
Maybe he switched hands just a second ago.
Like
he's giving his right arm a rest.
Yeah,
like when you're like carrying groceries or something, like, ooh, let me like switch arms or something.
Yeah, we forget that like
fix this.
For Kobe, who can punch through an island, that one ball and chain was too heavy and hit the dual hand. He's like, shit, I can't make it off this island. And we're like, okay, but he can fly and he can punch through islands. Okay, Oda. Maybe that's the same case with Shiki. Shiki just didn't go through arm and back day, right? Like,
I'm glad you agree.
That's what it is. Yeah. He's hiding his massive calves and thighs behind the Japanese. I don't know what it's called, but the Garp.
I will say I'm kind of shocked that Shiki wasn't at least a little bit curious to go see what Rocks and everybody was fighting. Like, surely he knows, right? Like, oh yeah, there's a battle going on behind me. Like, I'd want to at least see like what's going down. Like, Rocks is powerful, man. They're all powerful. Like, who's really putting work in on them?
Or at
like curiosity would get me so hard.
A Jinbei line where he's like, what is that hockey that conquers insane? Like one of those lines from Shiki. And we just see him like, I'm going to go the opposite way. Like at least one of those,
Yeah.
Like, that would fit. I'd like that.
That's what we need.
It'd be so funny if we get Jinbei up. Jinbei's alive at this point, right? Imagine we see Jinbei's head popping out of the water, like, this conquers hockey's insane. Like he give us the temperature of the hockey, God Valley.
I mean, Jinbei could just be tied to barbell. Like maybe he's like, Barbell-sama, where are you?
Yeah, we find out that Barbell, Sunbell have their entire like they've been masquerading as pirates there, but their crew is actually just waiting underneath like Aladdin in Whole Cake Island. He was just waiting
Yeah.
for Jinbei. Yeah, yeah, it could be that. We
And
don't know
also,
what's
where's
underneath the
Sunbell?
water.
You know, we keep on talking about Barbell, but Sunbell, the other fisherman, he's just missing, MIA. We haven't seen him once, really, right?
We've never seen them on the same panel or chapter yet, right?
What if Sunbell and Barbell are like the same person? It's like Clark Kent and Superman.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Like he's on the Roger Pirates and the Rocks Pirates. You know how crazy hype that would go?
I mean, technically, Oh no, I guess they'd have to spell with the dash, but it could be Ball Bell because like R's and L's, so it could be Ball Bell and Sunbell, and maybe like I don't know, Oda's trying to say something about sun and balls. Like I don't know.
No,
Maybe
I like
there's
Barbell
something there.
more because it's like the weightlifting thing.
True. He carries. He
and
carries.
he
Wait, which
looks like he
one's-
lifts heavy too.
Sunbell is on Roger's crew, right?
Yeah, Sunbell is on
Barbell.
Roger's crew. Yeah.
Sunbell doesn't have hair either.
Sunbell does have hair. He has a mohawk.
Shit.
Yeah,
Damn,
he has a
maybe
mohawk.
They can't be the same
But
person.
no,
That would be
Frankie.
a funny
Frankie can
gag.
grow a mohawk when you press his nose.
Yeah, he's a robot.
Hey, we don't know how these fish people work.
I knew you were gonna say that.
We have no clue, man. All I'm saying.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll
we
ever
don't know
see
how
these
they
other
work.
people though? Like jokes aside.
Are we gonna see Ganzui's legs? Like the questions keep
Like even
on
Silverax. Like
accumulating.
we saw Silverax get kicked by like Marco's dad. Like, is he gonna pop
Is that
back
what
up?
we're calling him now?
Everybody's calling him Marco's dad, like that random Marine with like the pineapple head.
Yeah. That's Rayleigh saw him and is like, we need that guy on the crew, and then the Marco ends up on the other side, and then he's just like, I fought your father, and he one finger blocks all of Marco's attack. He's like, I've seen your move set. That's crazy, right? Like, it is interesting. Oda. I mean, it's just like Oda has like a set. Like, you know, how many random NPCs can he draw in the background, right? He has to cycle through a few of the main cast every once in a while, right? I feel like that's the case.
What's next in
yeah.
this chapter? We got all the goats going out. Yeah. We got Rocks running through the forest. I just noticed he's pushing aside the trees. Why doesn't he just like barrel through them? Like the Kool-Aid man.
See, those are normal trees side. Do you see how the trees are winding? They're woven. Yeah, they're like all knotted up. Those are Atomwood trees, baby.
I can't wait till somebody goes on the next SBS saying, "Hey Oda, what kind of trees are these?" Someone's gonna do it. Hey Oda, actually, I'm very curious. We're at God Valley. What kind of trees do they have?
Are they god trees?
Hey Oda,
Yeah.
I'm 7 years old. Is it me or do these trees look like penises? Just, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
The SBS questions
You
are
see
so
how PTA? You see what kind of questions these 5-year-olds are asking me? Like,
Parent-teacher association, come in. I need help. It's not me.
it's funny because like now the community is way more tapped into the SBS. So I explained the PTA joke, like, because that's like from like volume like 20 or something like that. Or Oda's like, yeah, parent teacher associations sent me a cease and desist on like my SBSs. They want me to stop making balls and tits jokes because this is a kids show. But I'll have them know kids talk about this on their own. And then he just like makes up some random kid that asks about, hey, can Robin spawn balls? And then he's just like, yes, little kid.
He should be
That
like,
is
yo,
what
like,
the
how are kids buying this in the first place? Blame the parents. It's not me.
yeah, that's essentially what he said too. So, you know, but yeah, the tree thing is cool. Like, it's kind of like maybe the trees are his weakness. Maybe, you know, maybe there's something there. Sai, maybe you're onto something.
Yeah,
Can't
these
cut them down.
trees. Maybe they have the spirits of the Davy ancestors, and now that Rocks is running through them, we'll see all the Davies pop up like the Shandorans.
That would be nuts if it was like, yeah, like the Shandor.
Yeah, because they believe that
And
in
then-
that like hocus pocus, right?
we just start seeing Rock starts to slash it because the emu said kill all the Davy, and you just see him just start hacking at trees.
Huh.
And Emu's like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Do you think we'll ever see that concept again?
Oh yeah. I think we already saw it technically.
Well, I mean, do you think we'll ever see like people in trees, like the spirits, like come out and say hello?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I like that. I hope we do one day.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna see Adam come out.
Oh yeah,
say,
I love the theory that
invincible.
Adam and Eve are like real people.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what's his face? The big stump in Whole Cake Island.
King
was like,
Bomb.
Yeah, King Bomb. He's a good foreshadow for something like that, right?
Yeah.
And he was cracked. He was really cracked.
He was I mean,
MVP.
honestly, he's kind of what Luffy always wanted.
Go on.
Because back during Thriller Bark, Luffy wanted that tree monster to join the crew. King Bomb assisted Luffy throughout Whole Cake Island. Maybe we're getting closer and closer to a tree person joining the crew. Like, if we see a sentient tree, guys, it's a shoo-in. They're joining. We're getting closer and closer.
I mean, or the ship could just be sentient, and then that's the Adam Wood.
Well, yeah, but we don't count that. I'm talking about like a tree person, like a treant.
A treant.
Yes.
Where's that term from? Is that like a term, or is that a game term?
I made that up for tree people. Yeah.
That's a DM. Yeah, I'm sure that's a
thing somewhere.
People. Yeah.
So somebody vibed with that one.
Someone in some basement has definitely used that term before.
Yeah, somebody just stood up and said, "Whoa,
it's a treant."
So
it's like a hydrant, but a tree.
Aerys says, "You lost, huh? I'm sorry, dear. You had to face off that thing and to save us. It's too early, wasn't it?" So Aerys knows all about Emu. Dear. Emu is a hot topic in the Davy household, which is pretty cool. So she possibly knows about the 2 devil fruits he wanted. She might know also about the frozen giants, and this information could get passed down to Blackbeard now that we know that Aerys actually survives here, which is pretty crazy. I really thought she was going to be cooked.
Yeah. I'm curious on why not just remove her, right? And that's kind of what I've been saying with like the discrepancy between Shanks's mom and Blackbeard's mom. The simple difference of showing us the face. Like, is it that Oda told us not to care about Shanks's mom, but I am gonna do something with big Blackbeard's mom, which was very odd, right? Because we were introduced to Blackbeard as an orphan. And then she goes, meet back at Lucia. And it's like every part of this lady is in a cursed existence. She's not only just painting her death, like, inevitably, but she's also married into the one clan on the planet that's getting hunted like this. And she's proud of it. And she's, like, self-declaring it, too, because, like, she wasn't born into it. She's, from lack of better words, she probably self-admitted to being Davy. But whether or not, we dive into that part, now we get to the position where it's like, will she matter? Like, in our current timeline, like, I thought about it. I was like,
people are saying she's Mosa.
Yeah, and I think that's probably the best way to make it relevant. And I do like that idea, and it fits like a lot of gut instincts that I had, which was that originally with Mosa, I was like, hey, I think that this call makes me think that Loki has mommy issues. And then we got that he had like basically the like clinical diagnosis of what someone with mommy issues like origin story would be. Mom throws child off cliff and abandons child and thinks it's a monster, and all he wants is a mom, and then he's like beaten into submission essentially of like, my mom doesn't love me. And then we see like Ida enter in, and it's like she's given it, and he's so repulsed by like being loved that he's like, oh, you must want money from the royal family. It's like, that's his like understanding. That's how skewed his like mindset, whether it's because royal or whatever, he's skewing Ida's love in that sense. But then on the flip side, I was also like that conversation, it felt like a motherly thing. And so this would be perfect because Rocks is the dad that Loki wanted, and he hates Harold, and Aerys is the mom that he would have gotten if Rocks was his dad. And so it fits
So
on so many
convoluted.
it fits on so many other realms. But the other thing was I said it in a different way to my friend because my friend was brought up the meme, and that's why I told him about your theory about how Law's backstory is fake. And he's like, "Wait, what?" And then I was like, "Yeah, it's a it's a meme." But he was thinking, "Isn't this crazy? Like, how are we in getting God Valley? Like, does Loki? How do we know about this? Like, are we gonna get back into Harold? And how does Harold know about this?" And I was like, "That's so funny that you're saying that, because honestly, this whole perspective fits into this meme that." Some friend I have came up with this theory that Law's backstory is fake. He's like, huh? And I explained it to him. He's like, huh? That's
That makes
really
sense.
odd. And then I was like, yeah, it's a joke, but like now you apply it to this current situation. It's like, how does that make sense? And I was like, well, if Aerys is Mosa, and he's like, wait, who's Mosa? And I was like, oh, Mosa's this Dendenmushi that Loki was talking to. He's like, he was talking to somebody? And I was like, yeah. In that chapter when he first got introduced, he's talking to Dendenmushi. He's like, oh my God, I forgot about that. And so I was like, yeah. So the idea is that if Aerys is Mosa, then all of this flashback being in Loki's flashback makes sense because Aerys has been given privileged information about rocks. Like even in this moment, she goes like, "It was too early, wasn't it?" Meaning like rocks kind of told her, whether through Davy lore or rocks lore, that Emu, which also it's like you had to face off like that thing is what TCB said. And Aerys doesn't know what that thing is. She already ran. So like knowing that Rocks had lost to that thing and that there was a like existing plan means that Rocks told Aerys a lot. And so it could be that like when you go back to that Mosa conversation where Loki goes like, I would have leveled the entire place. This is the moment he's talking about, where it's like if seeing rocks turned over, like if Loki had been here, he would have leveled everything. And all the information prior about rocks, Aerys could know for sure. And that's when I was like, if in the next chapter, this would be the perfect jumping point off of Aerys leaving because she could know some of this information, but then it would be like this is as much Loki like in depth really knows because if Aerys is Mosa, then next chapter we might start leaving God Valley and there's that last part. And that last part, leaving that blank would be a good thing for Oda because then he could leave the Roger Garp and leave the suspense about Emu's actual fighting and like Rocks and Dami Reversi. How do they kill Rocks and stuff? Like, what are the circumstances between Rocks dying and whatever, right? And it could be that it's just like from Aerys's point of view that Loki knows all this about Rocks, about Harold, and it all goes back to the Harold flashback. So, whether that's the case or not, it could be really substantial evidence for next chapter, or next chapter could be really substantial evidence that Aerys is Mosa if the flashback starts pulling back into the Harold Loki stuff and then back into the other stuff. And then I also liked it too for the Harold parallel, which is that like Rocks getting Dami reversied. We don't know Harold's situation, but he would be dealing with his dad getting Dami reversied in that current flashback and Rocks getting Dami reversied. And that's why it was imperative that like Aerys taught him about that stuff and he was able to dispatch Harold, right? Because that is the story that he killed Harold, right? So it is a curious thing to see. That is probably one of the main agendas that I'm watching for is the Aerys handling thing because that is a primary use case for her. And it fits so many different ways. And I think even people were saying that the way she speaks does fit how Moses spoke. So I don't know if people are still saying that, but I really do like that. I really do like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm starting to become pretty warm on the Mosa Aerys theory. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think the only thing I'd have to smooth over now is just like, okay, why was Blackbeard by himself?
Yes.
Why was
Agree.
like that's the one thing where I'm like, okay, we need
That
this
would be
answer
Kuma's
then.
fault. That would be cool. Imagine Kuma's like, they're not mother and child. I'm gonna set them separate, right? Like, or Kuma didn't master his fruit, so he accidentally messed up. Like it could be that, right? I don't know,
Yeah, the
but
hot
that would
theory
be
in the town
silly.
right now is
Uh-huh.
that we talked about this too, and we both agree that this is a good idea about how Kuma sent Aerys back to Marie Joie.
Why back? Why back to Merdra? That's where I was confused when you said it the first time. Because your theory hinges on the idea that she's familiar with God Valley or Merdra. So Sai, could you explain your theory for me?
Oh, sorry. So the theory that we crafted the other day is that Kuma is a double, triple agent, and he's actually working with somebody at the Holy Land. And you know how they say, like, the law of equivalent exchange is like a real thing? It's like that, but
Mm-hmm.
here in One Piece, where he's like, okay, I saved 500 slaves. I myself am escaping.
The
But you
law
know
of
what?
equal equivalence. Who the fuck is this guy I'm talking to right now?
He's like, okay, I gotta pay it back. I gotta pay it forward. I gotta give something equal out. And
I
he sees one of the last remaining members of the Davy clan, Aerys, and he sends Aerys to his former master. And there's a note on Aerys's shirt, and I think you said this too, in great detail. You said the note says, "Thank you for everything you've done for me, old man." And
okay.
it's a member of the Nerona family.
I don't mean to cut you off, but dead ass, I thought you were gonna say, you know what they say, part, you can't trust a dirty Buccaneer. Like, I thought you were gonna say that.
Huh?
And then you said the law of equivalence, and that's why Kuma did that. And I was just like, oh, this is the dirty Buccaneers way. Of course they're hated in history. They send women to the Holy Land. Just like Jenny. I thought you were gonna go that route. But you didn't go that route,
No,
so
why would I? This is a theory that you
yeah,
crafted up. I would never do you dirty, Par.
thanks.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I love Buccaneers, those filthy
I'm looking after you, brother.
mongoloid-shaped humans. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in reality, though, Kuma can only send people to places he's been before. So while Marie's Raw is like a silly joke, it is an option. I mean, it's not impossible. Why would he do that, though? I have no clue. Dude, imagine how crazy that would be if you're a slave on the island saying, thank you, Kuma, for saving us. And then you look, you like open your eyes, you look up, and you're like, wait a minute. This is the Holy Land.
Places he's been before, the only exception, I think there might be two, but the only exception right now is Amazon Lily, because we hadn't seen him go to Amazon Lily.
Yeah.
And yet Luffy went there. And so that is a curious thing. But I also
rumor has it that's where Kuma was born.
Yeah, when Clap D cheeks, he had two moms. That's what it is.
No. Okay, you didn't hear the theory then. That's where Kuma was conceived.
That means Clap was the first man on Amazon Lily, right?
Yeah. People are
That's why they call him Clap.
Rumor has it that what's the mom's name?
We don't know.
We never got the mom's name, did we?
No.
Bro, how are moms this irrelevant? First Shanks' mom and now Kuma? Bro, who's next?
At least we got her face, sorry.
Yeah.
We didn't even see how she died. It literally jump scared us. Like, Clap just sits next to him. Your mom's dead. She's in heaven now. Don't worry. Next page, Kuma and Clap are dancing. Then Clap dies, and then we're like, we don't. Then Kuma's crying, and then he's beaten to death, and then he's God Valley getting hunted. Like, that whole sequence was psycho.
It's so funny, dude. Especially like in the anime, it's like, bro. Oda was cooking with that one.
Yeah, he definitely. Woo! That was a.
Somebody cooked in here, is what they usually say.
Crazy. That was a crazy thing. And you know what's crazy? Like, we got more depth in that than we did with Kaido's flashback. And it was just like, those are background characters. Like, we literally saw the doctor running. Clap, I'm so sorry. We leaked your files, right? Like, we didn't see how Kaido escaped the thing. The anime had to fill that in. The anime added a scene where Kaido's walking out with like King, and King like beats all the people up, and like, you know, that was all added. That wasn't even in the thing. So it's crazy that, you know, Kaido's or Kuma's flashback at that section of it where we don't even get the mom's name was still more in depth. But anyways,
It'd be
you
like
know.
that, brother.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So the other
huh?
question mark from this moment
Yeah.
is, does Teach remember things from 2 years old?
I think so. People are like, "Oh, this is a 2-year-old baby," and I get it, right? If you were to ask me,
Hmm.
like, does a baby that's 2 years old remember like what happened to it? Pretty much no. Like, of course, the baby probably won't remember. But this is One Piece, dude. Like, dead ass, anything's possible. Like, we saw. It's like looking at me, and I'm like, "Hey guys, like, I think Ace was born because his mother held him in the womb for 24 months." People are like, no, that's not realistic, Sai. Why? You can't do that. Like, brother, it's One Piece. A 2-year-old baby could definitely just remember all of this. 100%. It's not that
I mean,
absurd.
it's also not that hard because if he's on Hachinosu, he could just like look at a wanted poster. I'm sure there's one there, Rocks. And he just like looks in the mirror and he's like, I'm not a dumbass like the rest of the planet.
And plus, like, you know, it's not like Shanks where Shanks is goo goo gaga fall asleep. It's like, nah, dude, like, you know, Shanks over here hit his head even. Blackbeard, wide-eyed, he hasn't blinked once, dude. He hasn't blinked once. Like, he's the most sentient baby out there, looking around at his dad about to kill him. Like, no, Blackbeard remembers. I thought about
You know
holding
what's
a poll,
crazy?
and I said, I'm not going to hold a poll on this. I'm not.
Perspective
I'm right.
wise, it's not just that, but when you look at Teach's eyes, it's actually perceiving Kuma. Like it looks like because if he's looking straight back, he's looking at rocks, but his eyes are off to the side a bit. And if you put it in that spot, he's looking at where Kuma came into scene. So that's how perceptive he is. That and my point there is that the way Kuma shows up, Oda gives us the perspective. He sees what's in front of Aerys and from the back, and in that moment, Kuma's not in view. And the cannonballs and rocks didn't move that much more, but yet Kuma pops into the scene. Either he's the fastest character, or he uses Devil Fruit like he did on Thriller Bark, and you just poofed in next to Aerys and Teach, then poofed them out. And in the same instance, when he saw the cannibals, he poofed himself where to Sorbet Kingdom, most likely. And so, you know, the Teach is like, he downloaded a consciousness. He's paying attention. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oda even drew his eyes looking at shit. So, and it looks like Oda is like making this very like the perspectives do matter. This is one of those instances Oda literally gives front perspective, back perspective, like almost aerial perspective. Like, he gave us like every camera angle that's possible. Like, it could be that we're looking through all the snails that Mara draw, right? Like, and that's very important because we even zoom out to Emu's perspective. And Emu's perspective is like, the Davy are gone. Next, the rest of the island. Because
Next on the
apparently
menu.
it's all instantaneous, right? So and from that understanding, right, people were asking like, do you think it's possible that Aerys and Teach are still on the island? Because like Kuma on Thriller Bark, he was poofing himself instantly 2 places on the island, so maybe that's what he did. But the fact that Emu doesn't sense them, Aerys and Teach are gone. Now with Kuma, it could be that case, but I like to think it's just he's just on Sorbet, or he's going there en route, you know. Yeah, so that's kind of where
Do
it's
you
at.
think Blackbeard at any point tried to talk to Kuma? Like, hey, buddy, thanks for the save, man. You
I'm
did
gonna be honest.
good.
Kid Kuma does not look like Big Kuma.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Are you
Not even
blind?
close.
What?
Not
No,
even close,
it's
bro.
it's literally 1-to-1.
That's insulting.
What?
He is not even. He doesn't have the ears.
Okay, who else
of
is
his-
shaped like that?
Plenty of, literally, when we found out Buccaneers are shaped like that, people are like, Blackbeard is shaped like that. Like, who else is shaped like that? Him, the guy you're asking. If he might as well look in the mirror. Did
Okay,
I
he's
save
not
myself?
really shaped like that.
You brother, you were also like, hey, is Blackbeard a buck? You probably held a poll. You probably held a poll asking the community, is Blackbeard a Buccaneer? He is similar shape, guys.
A lot of
And
people
here you
voted
are,
yes
it's
that
like,
Blackbeard's a Buccaneer. I couldn't believe my eyes.
see,
I
you did.
I couldn't believe my eyes, man. I was shocked, man.
You held the poll.
I held the poll and I was surprised. I said, "You guys think he's a Buccaneer, huh?" Which
Yeah,
I mean, fair theory, but it's like, man, I can't see it though.
The person who is 100% in my mind a Buccaneer is
Kuma?
I forget. No, okay, yes, but Kelly Funk.
You said
Kelly
no on
Funk.
Kuma. Partners, I think Kuma's a Buccaneer. Clip it. We got him.
Wait, I said yeah. Wait,
We
did I
got
say
him, boys.
no?
Nope, he said no at first.
Oh, my bad. The Kelly Funk brother, the one that's big, because he's literally the same shape, the same size.
Okay, who's next?
And then,
Elizabello?
No. But his whole thing is he's a pacifist. He doesn't like fighting. And then like a sword breaks on his back. And I'm like, what? That's insane. I forgot about that. It was just base him. He was just scared. And so he hunches over and then Sai, you swing a sword at him and he goes, I coated that shit with armament hockey. How did it break? And then it just snapped. I'm like, all right, that guy, Buccaneer. It has to be. There's no shot. But yeah, like he's like because that's what we get with Kuma. Kuma's like literally here with arrows coming off of his back, right? Like the invincible slave in more ways than one. But or I don't know if it's Kelly Funk or whatever the brother's name was. He literally has the Sanji scene where Queen swings the sword and the sword snaps. That's what that brother got in the costume. And it's literally, it's literally said, I coated that sword with armament hockey. How did it break? It is crazy. I think the chapter is like 727 or something like that. Or 714. It's somewhere in between those 10 chapters. I forget them. It's a big that I looked at those chapters so many times in the last few weeks, but won't
Just
say
revisiting
why.
Kelly Funk.
Yeah, no, there's some things that came up with like some of the contestants. I was like,
so you don't think that Blackbeard knows that Kuma saved him? Okay, but here's the thing, though.
I mean, he's looking at him. He's
thing.
looking at him.
We got to remember that Kuma goes around telling people that he's the one who did this, though.
Yeah, Kuma does go around telling people.
He's a boastful man.
That's famously what he did while he was trying to find Bonnie's cure. He's like, by the way, I saved everyone at God Valley. You remember that place that no one remembers?
Right? That's the reason why people think that Thriller Bark is God Valley, because when he showed up, he said, guys, I'm the one who saved 500 people from God Valley. And then Zoro's like, what?
That might be the biggest support for it to be God Valley, because how did he go there in the first place?
Ooh,
if it's
so right.
somewhere he's been before, and Mori's never. Mori's like, what is this guy doing here? And then Perona's never recognized him, and it's like, how did he know? But the odd part there is it's a motherfucking ship that floated from the West Blue. It's like, if that's how the power works, that he just needs to remember the place or been there before, and it doesn't then okay. For example, if he pod himself to Jaya and he's a Nolan's crew, you're telling me he'd find himself in the sky? You know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be insane if that's how it worked. But, you know, if some theorists wanted to be like, you know, this is God Valley, how did Kuma go there? That means he's been there before. I think that's a good support system for that. So that's some legs to stand on for sure.
Yeah, see?
You know,
in the midst of telling a joke, I crafted possibly the best theory known to mankind. What?
Yeah.
Laughing?
He crafted the best theory, but gave no supporting evidence. I wonder
sometimes those are the best theories. It's like,
I saw your sources.
It's like that one stupid ass guy that's like, oh, an apple fell from a tree. Gravity exists. Like, yeah, where's the supporting evidence? You didn't photograph it. You didn't record it.
Yeah.
You just took his word for it. Come on.
Yeah. Isaac, more like I suck.
See, even Parcelanders, and we don't even remember that guy anymore. he's like the vanishing man. So we go on.
Gravity.
And
God.
we see that Emu's kind of watching this whole thing go down. There's a good chance that Emu has no clue that Kuma, Aerys, and Teach survived because he just saw a big explosion and he said, "Ooh, continue, Davy."
3 people dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Emu's clearly never read One Piece because as a reader, if you don't see the dead body, it's not dead. Emu is not a One Piece reader.
I would love it if somebody like broke the mold and they said, "I'm sick of this," and they just like double tap or cut a head off. They're like, "I know he's gonna come back. I'm just gonna end it here."
Lucci, that's why Lucci's your favorite. He actually did do that in a cover story.
Did he?
Yeah, remember the pirates that came through? He stomped through the head, and then the citizens were like, he killed them. That's just scary. Please don't do that. And it's like the guy was about to burn down. I was
isn't that kind of silly? Like, that's like me calling the cops on somebody robbing me and about to kill me, and then the cops shoot him. Like, oh my god, no! It's like, bro, come on, no, just get rid of the guy. Come on, hello. You kidding me?
There is levels to it, because like in the story, I'm pretty sure they already started harming people, so it's like, you could do capital punishment. But if they're like robbing or whatever, it's like the death penalty isn't technically there. So it's like if the guy was like stole fruits from the thing, and
it's not technically there, but I wouldn't be like mourning the guy, like, oh my god, we shouldn't have done this. It's like, nah, dude, blast him, get him out of here.
In the cover story, sure, because I'm pretty sure we saw them do heinous shit, but it does depend, on what kind of scary things. If they were just like, woo, if they were just like a noise like they're like, oh, they're being loud, they're disrupting a city, and then Lucci comes and kills them because they're pirates and they're just loud and they're not doing other shit, right? Then maybe the citizens are like, we didn't ask for them to be killed in front of our children. But then the funnier part was that like
the kids loved it.
The kid was just like, thank you for saving my town, right?
Yeah, so, the kid has common sense. Thank God for kids like that. So
thank God for kids like that.
Emu, unfortunate that he's not like looking through Davy's eyes, which I'm calling him Davy now, because he would have seen that Kuma like popped up and did all of that. Like, I'd assume like out of everybody, Emu would be able to like decipher like what's going down, but of course it happened so quickly that Rocks himself might not even know what happened. Rocks might have just his pupils aren't there. He might be like closing his inner eye. And yeah,
ooh,
you like that?
Confucius?
Yeah, dude. As an Indian, I knew you loved that one. So
Nirvana,
that could be
baby.
why when we see Rocks confront Roger and Garp at the end of the chapter, he could say, "Hey, kill me, please," because in his eyes, or should I say, his closed eyes, he thinks that he killed his wife and son, but in reality, he did not. We don't know. We don't know. So yeah, I like it. We got the Roger and Garp inhale, exhale, the Conquerors hockey. Emu says Davy, which I don't know if he's talking about like Rocks or if like this is like Davy Jones's level hockey. Like I'm not too sure. I think both are fine interpretations. And we end the chapter off with a confrontation and the voice of all things activating. It looks like Garp has it too. I'm pretty sure he has it. I'd put money down that he does. But where do you fall on all this with this last page here?
It reminds me of certain things, but like I think the understanding, which I don't know if I made clear in the stream, is that like, I think that Rocks does think he killed Aerys and Teach. Like he's conscious of it, so he's crying. And that's kind of insane that he's breaking the Dami Reversi by emoting, right? Because that's what is happening. And his consciousness is still there. And that's where it gets a little difficult because, like, Dorian, is this where Dorian and Brogy are at? Like, are they locked in a body and they're consciously, like, fighting the external thing? Because the way Dami Reversi felt for me in Elbaf was that their mentality got warped. And so they became evil people. And it wasn't a dissonance between inner and outer. It was the same. And they were roid raging and they became like, they got greedy. It's like if you took Vegapunk and you took out the logic and you took out the thing and just put greed back into him, and it's all greed now. That's what I thought was kind of happening at the start, but this is a little bit different. And I don't know if this says it's different. It could just be that Rox is still resisting, and he's so strong that he can resist it. And maybe this is something only Conquerors could do, which I think Dorian Brogy could be Conquerors. I don't know. Like, it's a weird spot. Like, we haven't really gotten that, like, confirmed, I don't think, right? I don't think that's ever been, like, a confirmed thing. If any of the Giants were to have Conquerors Haki, they should have it. Herald, Loki, they should have it. Ja Rule should have it. But Rox in this moment as the de facto strongest person I think we've seen on the panel. Emphasis on person. I'm including Kaido in that, guys, with the creature thing. Get it? But I'm not putting Emu in this bucket. I'm not putting the insanity that, like, all of the top music or whatever else you could add. Like, those don't count here. But, like, it could be that Rox is showing an exception to the rule. And maybe this is like what Zunisha's in situation at. Because I think a lot of people felt like Zunisha was in, like, a contract and, like, they broke something and whatever, and they were kind of sad, and like and they displayed a similar instance of, like, speaking voice of all things, and, like, they're perpetually walking and whatever, and, like, I'm sure people have come up with theories. The theories at this point are kind of like you can see the parallels, but imagine a world where Rox could just kill Roger and Garp here, because we know that Roger and Garp live past it, so Rox probably dies here. We don't know how, but let's imagine a world he lives. Wouldn't he live forever, right? Like, and we don't know what that looks like. We don't know if Zunisha, like, their form over the course of 1,000 years changed, right? Like, that could easily be it. And so with it, or Damir Versi might also be different back then than it is now. There's so many ways to explain that. There are the tusks. The eyes are kind of similar. Well, we did give Zunisha eyes after a certain point, but that could also be 1,000-year thing too. And we have various instances of this too. It's like the sugar toys where, like, the sentience is locked in, and they're like, please, my wife, don't love that other man. I'm right here. And then, like, I don't know what's worse. Should I leave my wife and family because this is so traumatic to see her forget me and love someone else? Or should I watch as a toy? And I'm not making this shit up. This is actually what's just in the Dressrosa. And like, so, and that's why, like I brought it up earlier, is Saturn in the cup chair, is Rox. Rox is at the moment like that. And what's weird too is, like, he was face to face with Kuma saving Aerys and Teach, and yet our understanding is that he's crying because he thinks he killed them. So, like, I remember you were talking about it too. It's like, did he blink? Like, did he just not? Was he not looking at that moment? Did he close his eyes metaphorically and like, and then they're gone, and he's like, I killed them. Like, is that what happened? Because, like, for a normal stance, is like he was looking straight at them, sees the little kid come in, poof him out. Unless Kuma's so quick that, like, what Oda captured in the manga here is literally the impact frame, then I don't know
too quick.
Why. Yeah, then I don't know why conscious Rox wouldn't have missed that. But we have to suspend belief a little bit, and I can suspend it there for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I think, like, next chapter for me, as if I were to predict something, I think that, like, maybe we fizzle out. Maybe this is where we start fizzling out. I think this is a good stoppage. But for me, I'm kind of biased. I've been like always wanting a stoppage in God Valley, not for the theory side of it, but more so like the Garling Holy Knights, like, they got put to the wayside so quickly. I don't know if it was even needed to be like that. Like, the Yeti guy, we still don't have him. Like, it's insane.
No.
And like, Garling has been on his back for 2 chapters. Emu showing up as fast as it was, like I don't know if it needed to happen the way it did. I'm not mad at what we like. This chapter is phenomenal. Next chapter, if we fizzled out, I think it would be better for the rest of God Valley because it would hide Emu's powers. It would stop our expectation of why and our question marks, right? Because along with the expectations is like, okay, if this is their power, Dami Reversi, for example, why couldn't they just do this? Why did Emu wait 30 years, 38 years to in this chapter? It's the perfect time to go to Elbaf and Dami Reversi all of them. I have my perfect warriors. It literally says verbatim, I don't know a better time to do it than now. And yet we know for a fact they wait 38 years. What does that mean? Right? It's kind of like, why is Moo's world on delay? Right? And the more we create the expectations by pulling back the veil without giving us the answers, I think the worse our perception of a lot of them will be because we're delaying it rather than Oda just explaining it. So, I think Oda might hopefully play his cards right. Next chapter, cut it off right there. Save the Yeti, Garling, their reputation. At the end of the day, Garling leaves God Valley as the champion, right? I don't know how many chapters we need to get to that point, but he ain't looking like the champion right now, is all I'm saying. It'd be crazy if he became the champion on his back. But that's what it's looking like right now at the moment.
I hope there's more. I hope we don't stop. I want to get like the full fight. I do want to see Garling look cool, so yeah, I'm on the opposite end. I say, please, Oda, do not end it here. Anything but that.
I do think Oda, there's a healthier margin where Oda just continues. But like I think there was points in the recent chapters where you and I both were like, does it stop here? Is this where we leave? And like, I think it's an important to entertain that it is an option. It is an option. Like in the Kuma flashback, Oda cut it off in a smart way with Kuma's flashback. And I don't think that, like, for example, what I said with the Aerys thing, I think that would be a really smart way to make it Loki's flashback still by making it all this information coming from Mosa, who is someone from God Valley. And if that someone is Aerys, more the merrier, right? But it doesn't have to be Aerys. It could be someone else from God Valley, right? It doesn't have to be Aerys. There could be other people. There's 500 people that Kuma saved, right? And there's also Rocks pirates. There's Roger pirates. There's hella Roger pirates that we don't account for that Oda's putting in in the purview of the manga panels. So Barbell, Sunbell, are they the same guy? Maybe that's the guy Loki's talking to, Old Barbell did look pretty fluffy. I wonder what happened to that Barbell.
Yeah, I think for me, I kind of realized that we're going to get most, if not all, of God Valley the minute when we were reintroduced to all the factions again. I think when we saw that, I was like, okay, yeah, we're getting this.
All the factions? What do you mean?
Like the Roger Pirates, Garp's fleet, yeah, Knights of God, Rocks Pirates.
Yeah.
Because it felt like he's just going a full-on reintroduction. And I was like, okay, right when I saw that, I was like, yeah, we're done. We're going all the way in.
Yeah, for me it was Emu, and I don't know if that's a good thing though. Like we talked about that, we talked about before Emu showed up. We're like, it's kind of bad if Emu shows up now for the God Valley or Holy Knight's sake. Then we got Emu, and it's like, yeah, we're probably just gonna finish it. I get it, like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. At this point, I just hope that it's like you said. I hope that like Garling is a character that is cool off of Shanks tax, and I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to stop there. I want him to be cool for being epic. You know what I mean? Like that line, your face reminds me of this scar. We don't know what that's about yet, like does Garling sneak him? Is that what happens? And he's like the only wound on his back or some shit that he hides like on his butt cheek or some shit, right? Like, I don't know.
We don't know. And there's a chance that could just be like Roger too.
Yeah.
And not Garling. Because there was like a data book that said, oh, like the scars remind Whitebeard of Roger.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, it is, it's up in the air. It's up in there. But I love this chapter. I felt terrible for Kuma. Mainly because Kuma didn't have a Kuma to save him. he went through so much shit, and ain't nobody stuck up for him the way he stuck up for the people, the randoms, as a child. You know,
It's a nice little
yeah. And
parallel.
so,
It's like, yeah, Kuma's over here saving everybody. He saved the sun god and he saved the god of darkness, Blackbeard.
yeah, and the world's smartest man couldn't do shit for him. Like, the world's smartest man just cried for him. We'll remember you, Kuma. I'll make sure your daughter doesn't get killed by you. Maybe. Maybe.
We need Dragon to release like a Kuma attack. Just like, Kuma, this one's for you, buddy.
And he does like, yeah, like a Kame, and then there's Kuma in the back putting his paw on Dragon's back.
Oh, that'd be so fire. Yeah. We're gonna see it.
It might be.
We're gonna see it
every
one
time
day.
that Dragon has used wind powers, it wasn't Dragon. It's Kuma just showed up and just pop, 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 pop. And he's just like the man behind the curtain of Dragon. He's making all the wind powers. Because technically he could. Technically he could do all the wind powers. Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
shout
be
out to Kuma,
so
man.
fun. It's just Kuma in the back at Gray Terminal. We like think that maybe it's Ivankov or Dragon. Nope, it was Kuma. He was
technically
there.
it could be Ivankov because Ivankov can make their face really big and then just blow hard.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
He did that at Marineford. So
yeah,
100%.
Anything's possible, man. Never be shocked with One Piece.
I like for me, Ivankov is such a mixed bag because like when Luffy got like I forget at what point. I think it was like Ace died. No, it wasn't Ace died. Luffy like got knocked out or whatever, got thrown into Whitebeard. Whitebeard like you useless rat or whatever. And then he's like, I knew you were just full of hot air. And then Ivankov made his giant face over the wall, and like Whitebeard, like I don't know why, and then this isn't like canon, but it felt like Whitebeard like I trust that guy. Like, I know what that guy is capable of. Like, it felt crazy when Whitebeard looked at Ivankov and just gave Luffy to him. And I'm like, damn, is Ivankov insane? And Ivankov did take on both admirals at Marineford, like, full frontal. And it's insane. Came out unscathed as well, which is insane. Fully fought Akainu, came out unscathed. Not even Jinbei can say that that's the case. Jinbei, like, sacrificed his hands. Ivankov straight up like delayed Akainu and was like, I got this, Mugiwara, take him, Jinbei, and then stood in front of him and he does like multiple galaxy jutsu wink of death, and then Akainu makes it past him, but like Ivankov was fine. Didn't lose hair, didn't lose face, didn't get scarred, didn't get a
just
bruise
passed out
or
for a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah, Ivankov in their makeup defense.
Yeah, they are Russian too, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we might get that Ivankov is supposed to be Putin, right? Might be.
I mean, Putin and the bear, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah.
If only, dude. If only.
Freedom.
Well, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you guys for stopping by and checking out the Parcast this week. We'll be back for the next chapter, of course. 1165 is around the corner. Yep, no break. We should be getting a break after this, though, I think. Right?
I pray.
Yeah, I pray. I hope. Please, Oda. Take a break, man, please. Please. Which I think it makes sense, if we conclude, like, the Rocks, Roger Garp fight. Yeah, I feel like that's a really good, like, break point.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by, watching all the way to the end. We really freaking appreciate it, and peace out.